I might die tonight, but if I do, I'm a...
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Oh, how are we, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 28 of the Might Die podcast, the most dopest podcast in the world. Shmedo, how are we?
Good, Shano. How are you?
I'm pretty good. And today's special guest, we have the man himself, Azza Bok.
That'd be me. How you doing?
That is you. How are you there, bruv?
I'm pretty good.
All right, so starting it off, you're, I guess, Bok coming from
Frankenbok, yes.
Yep, long time bandee. Is that, what's the word? Long time member?
Band member.
Yeah, it's actually all my fault. I couldn't get in a band, so we'll go start my own band then.
And now you're here. How many years later? Like, when did Frankenbok start?
I think this is about year 27. We did the 25th anniversary, which was
Fuck, yeah.
That's
a couple of
crazy.
years ago. So this is about, I think, about 27 years.
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel that if I only had studied to be a doctor, or all of those years, if I had to put it into something, that I could sell, I'd be doing all right by now.
But you'd be fucking hating life and just
Probably.
hating everything.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, so obviously, you've been in a band for fucking 27 years. You obviously always played music and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was
Guitarist, if we want to put that down.
guitarist. Anything that makes a noise, I'll have a go out of it. You know, but it's very much running the blood. My father was like a drummer, a comedian. My brother.
But actually, we actually had a good convo about that the other week.
We did.
Would be a good. That'd be a good place. Yeah, your old man was a pretty
My
respected
old man's a
comedian.
dustman. Ever since I was quite young growing up around him, he was always in bands and stuff. I remember being a little kid and him taking me to band practice and seeing, my actual first live band. I was sitting in front of the drum kit, and
Yeah, right.
I was just obsessed with the exciting sound that come out of that. And then under the wing of my brother growing up, I think I got very interested in it when I think my old Nana Bok bought me for Christmas Mars Needs Guitars by the Hoodoo Gurus.
Yep.
She bought me that cassette tape, which I put in my Walkman.
Back in the good old days. Yep.
So that tape went in there, and that tape stayed in there, and all I used to do was skate and listen to that on my headphones and my Walkman, and
True.
that it was just to play one side. Then I had like a really good Walkman, and it'd flip over and play the other side.
You didn't have to actually insert it and flip it.
No.
Ooh, top of the range back in those days.
And that made me think I really want to play in a band. And then my brother was also playing in bands, and I was like interested in the Hoodoo Gurus, and he says, don't worry about that shit, come listen to this. And then he got me, and he showed me like bands like the Dead Kennedys,
Right.
and he said, you got to listen to this band, the Butthole Surfers.
Fuck yes. True.
And I think I went to his 16th birthday party, and back in those days, 16-year-olds used to get pretty wild. And I was there, and everyone was going crazy, and I heard Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols blasted, and it just lit something up inside of me.
Yeah, right.
And at the time, I wanted to be Steve Irwin or Ray Price. I used to spend all my time out in the bush,
True.
chasing snakes and lizards. And I remember I had like a brown snake at my house, and
True.
got away, and we had lots of bearded dragons and all that sort of thing. That was kind of what I really wanted to do, was be a herpetologist, which was reptiles and stuff. And
Really?
Then I heard all about that. Means like a whole bunch of schooling, and I went, maybe I don't want to do that. Then being obsessed with Jaws, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
True.
And I was like, awesome. Then schooling again, I was like, I'm not good at listening.
Yeah, right.
And I was living in Sydney, and I was playing in like 3 football teams. I was playing rugby union for the school, rugby league for the school, and then a rugby league team on the weekend. And all I wanted to do was be like Ray Price or Peter Sterling. These are old school Parramatta players back when, footy teams used to be just made up by the local bikers, and the toughest. Usually, back in those days, the poorest area used to win because they had the toughest blokes.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So I was obsessed with playing football, and then I heard Anarchy in the UK, and I went, you know what? All I want to do is play music, and a particular kind of music, the nasty punk rock
and like
thing.
you can physically remember that point of like hearing it and being like, this is it.
I still
This is for me.
occasionally hear that song and the same kind of adrenaline lights up in me,
Fuck, that's sick.
and it definitely sent me on my naughty path.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might not be sitting here. If I had written songs like Coldplay or whatever, I could be in LA right now. But it made me definitely go down the line of doing the more alternative music, with punk rock and metal and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
So my brother bought me a guitar for Christmas, and learned a few bits and pieces and songs, started my first band, and set me on this journey.
Which was your first band, Frankenbok? Or no, you were in a couple of bands beforehand? Because that's mostly how it goes.
My first band was a band called Contaminated Material.
That's a very band name.
So before you got to this, because it's in the blood, you already know how to play the guitar, drums. What did you have to do to learn how to know what you know now?
I got a guitar.
Yeah.
I when I was in primary school, I was sort of interested in guitar, and I went along to guitar lessons. And I saw the teacher sitting there with 6 students sitting there, and they're all like, okay, this is the G chord, and everyone's like forcing their fingers down, and they go, okay, so that's G. Honga, 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 honga. Now to the C chord. Honga, honga, honga. And I was like, that's fucking not guitar. I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn that shit. I want to fucking rock.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, maybe music's not for me because that's not what I considered like rock and roll.
True. Yeah.
And so I didn't bother with it for a while, and then I got the guitar, and I just started playing. As even talking to you about how to learn tricks on a bike, and it's like, you can't really be told anything or shown anything. It's time on the bike.
Yeah.
And it's the same with guitar. If you sit there with it all day long, just exploring, by the end of the day, you'll start to put the pieces together. And I think I sat there with a guitar, and I started with 2 strings. I started going duh, 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 and it started to sound like Honky Tonk Woman by the Rolling Stones. And I'm like, I could almost play a song. And then, and then I realized you start putting your hands in places and all that. And basically, I couldn't play at all, but I learnt to put my fingers here, and then it starts to sound right. And I had the Sex Pistols album, Nevermind the Bollocks, which is what I wanted to do. And I just kept on persisting on sitting there and putting my hands in places and all that. And what I didn't know at the time, I was actually working out scales and chords and all that.
Yeah.
Rather than be shown just by being persistent.
Yeah. I think that's seems to be the case too. Like with most people that are like really good, I think things with instruments too. Like obviously, you can bike skills and other things in skill wise, but there's something about like the dude that just learns by himself ends up so much better than the dude that sort of goes to classes.
There's sort of 2 types of musicians. Like, if I had have been properly trained and learnt how to do things correctly, well, I would have probably ended up being able to play much better.
Yep.
And being able to, have a much better technique. But I think when you just attack things your own way, that's how you tend to get your own signature
style. That's where you find
sound.
style.
Yeah.
Fully. Yeah. Yep. I guess that's probably
It's just being persistent enough with it to continue it on and,
doing it your way.
Yeah, there's the right way to do it, but then when someone doesn't really know the right way, well, they come along and hold the thing back the front and they invent
Do it
something
their
new,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which,
Yep.
I I don't really have musician hands. I'm like, should be a drummer or a boxer or something like that. Not that drummers aren't musicians. But, I don't even have the anatomy for it. So, when some guys with the spider hands and all that could play all this, I'd have to move quicker and all that.
Yeah.
But I hold my guitar pick upside down. I don't know why. It's comfortable for me. It's completely wrong thing. I clutch the guitar like I'm in an arm wrestle almost. But even the way I learnt to play with the music that I learnt to play, I'm just like, okay, I've got enough to write my own songs. So I was very uninterested in, as soon as I could play something, I lost the interest from learning other people's songs and trying to like replicate that. As soon as I could put a couple of chords together, I was like, I don't have to learn anyone's shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can make up my own.
Yep, sick.
And that's kind of the musician I've always been. Like, I know lots of other guys who can play almost every song you've ever heard.
Yep.
And I can't play. I accidentally write other people's songs all the time because there's only so many frets on a
Yeah,
guitar.
it's true. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds unreal. And then I'm like, yeah, and then this and then that. And I go, well, I've just written a Pantera song, haven't I?
Yeah.
True. Yeah, you would. That would come about a bit because you are, and like subconsciously, it's actually in the back of your head. You've heard it before. You're probably just jingling in your head. You copy that, and then next thing you know, you're like, wait a minute, that's that jingle. I just maybe tweaked it a tiny little bit here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. I think he's wrote all the metal songs there is to write.
Yep.
But everybody has takes what he's done, and standing on the shoulders of giants. It's all the same shit, and we all go for similar sounding stuff. You just make it your own, and put your own signature on that.
Yep.
I guess it's funny to hear that there is only a certain amount of things that can be.
Fuck yeah.
Played.
And like people don't think of that. Like music is
I wouldn't say it's limited.
No, because there's a variety of sounds, right? And sounds can go all the way, but it's still, there's a pattern to it. And you have to sort of stick to that pattern.
Well, yeah, there's certain things that you're supposed to do, and I've been told this my whole life. When we did our first album, Greetings and Salutations, I programmed the drums because I couldn't actually find a drummer that could play the stuff that I wanted to play, so I programmed the stuff myself, and I had no idea how to do that either.
Yep.
But I did it anyway, and then we went around to record that, and Mark Rochelle from Backbeats Recording Studio, he said, mate, you've got 3 of those and half of one of them, and then you've got that, and then it goes to this. You can't do that. I believe I just have.
It's been done. It's happening right now.
But that's not how it goes. And I'm like, well, I didn't get into music to be schooled.
Yeah.
This is how I'm doing it. Yep. And do it your own way.
Yeah. Which ends up again comes back to being like a style. If it's right and it works, then you've created a style. Like sometimes it might not work, and you just
lots of times it doesn't.
Shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, that was shit. I'm shit. But sometimes you can dial it in, and that becomes a style and a craft, if you will.
Yeah, and back to different sorts of musicians. Like there's guys that have been taught properly, and they can play the arse off anything.
Yeah,
and play it perfect. But then there's guys like Kurt Cobain, for instance, was hardly a great guitarist.
Yep.
But could he write a song? And I actually think I'm more of a songwriter than a guitarist because, I can't play a lot of, the incredible shredding stuff. But I know guys that can play anything.
Yep.
But they can't put anything together themselves that they've written. They can play.
They can copy. They can't create.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So
that's very interesting.
So if you a little bit of both, it's good to be a songwriter, but then you need to be sort of good enough to be able to actually physically get what's happening in your head out in your hands as well. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I years and years ago when I was probably 10 or 11, I had an electric guitar. I think it got handed down from someone, and I kind of thought, well, it's here. I want to try it. and
The pure corn stages. They would have been. We would have been
probably
real corn
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah. Yeah, and I went to, I reckon, 1, maybe 2 lessons in Melton at a music school thing, and it was the hardest shit
Yep.
I'd ever heard, seen, thought, had to think of. Like reading music in itself. Like,
Yeah.
I failed music every year.
Same.
Yeah?
I was. I was bad
I
at
failed
yeah.
music every single year because I just wasn't interested in like the whole theory side of
Yeah.
it. You know, I could the practical side of it. You know, give me a comb and a bit of tissue paper. I'll make you a kazoo. You know,
Yeah,
I could play the drums. I could insert the recorder. You know, I could do all that sort of thing. But when it came down to why and time signatures and all that sort of stuff, I would just fail every single.
yeah. Do you understand that now?
Not so much. No. No, I can't read music now. There's tablature, which is like even easier, but I like the fact in a way that some things, if you understand, the theory side of it, you can get to things quicker.
Yes.
Because you know that these notes work with these notes and that makes the perfect harmony and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But going about things your own way, again, you have some beautiful mistakes.
Yes.
Yep.
So, what I can't do theory-wise, because I've had to rely on my ears so much, I can hear a song on the radio and I know how to play it straight away just from listening so much. So there's being able to read music, but throw that
just
well,
listen to it.
You can hear it.
Yeah, listening is everything when it comes to music. So being able to, have your ear finally tuned in, you can kind of hear a song and you kind of know what key it's in straight away, so you know somewhere to start. And even when you jam with people, like, hey, let's have a jam, you get on someone who's, been trained to do all the things the right way, and sometimes they'll look at you like,
Yep.
I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone starts playing and they're in the key of E, well, I'll jump in on that straight away. You can just kind of improvise.
Yep.
You know what? It's even interesting to sort of think, like you said, I think that whole music theory ends up being very daunting and pushes a lot of people away. Like, for instance, you jumped in with like, fuck that. I even remember doing the same thing at school. I remember being like, fuck yeah, music. Like, I like music.
I like listening to it.
I fucking, and like, I've always had that thing in the back of my head too, where I was sort of like, I'd fucking love to be in a band. I'd love to be the fucking front lead singer of a band. Like, that's all fucking my jazz. But then first class, I was just like, nah, what the fuck is this shit? Because I even remember I had a mate who was good at music, and like, he knew what the fuck he was doing, and I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna stick to fucking crashing bikes.
Yep.
This is not for me. Yep. But I also know that like 20 years later, I can get on a rap beat and fucking slaughter the cunt.
Yep.
I know music. I've got really good tune and flow and all these little things that like I can't read music or write music or make music, but if you give me all the right elements, I'll make you a fucking sick song.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I've also incorporated music in everything I've ever done with my art. Yep. So like music's a massive part to me. So I get it, but I don't get it. So I can relate to you in a fucking, I couldn't put it on an instrument because I've never put the time into an instrument. I've put time into my voice, I guess, if that makes sense. So like I can.
I tell you one thing, it devastated me. I was spewing when I realized that this isn't that it's not easy and this is actually hard. Like, because it was like this, it'd be so cool to be able to fucking do that.
100%.
Like, I want to be able to do that, and it's like,
I'm not going to be able to do that.
No, and if I do, it's going to consume all of me.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but on the other end of the scale, I watch you guys do what you could do on motorbikes.
Yeah.
And I'm very far behind.
Yeah.
And I start trying to do some of the stuff that you're doing and not like, if I try to do this, it'll be hard. I don't know if I can. If I try to do this, I might get fucking killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I'm going to break my fucking arm.
It's really going to hurt.
And here we are going, this is too hard. Let's just go throw ourselves into a fucking dirt mound.
And all of it, pretty much all I've ever done is played music, but I've still managed to break every bone in my body somehow.
Metal.
And my bones are full of metal. I've got nuts and bolts and screws and Allen keys. And
Don't we all?
I hear you.
Hey, fucking. That's relatable as.
lucky there's no big magnets in here.
Yeah.
But the one good thing, when I was younger and I did get involved in music, I grew up. I was going to school at Epping Boys High in Sydney.
Yeah, because you grew up in Sydney, yeah? Or
Sydney, Newcastle.
Newey,
I never really managed the growing up part anywhere.
You're still growing up, yeah?
Just living.
They dragged me up for a while, but no, they realised this guy's actually not going to grow up, and proud of that. But
Fuck yeah.
dudes that I was getting around with at school and all that, they were started stealing cars and getting involved in all the heavy duty shit. And around about that time that started happening, it was around about the time that I got really serious about being in a band, and the amount of trouble that it kept me out of, because while the other guys were off rolling people and doing burners and stealing cars and all that sort of shit, I was at home trying to learn how to tune my guitar and make it sound like it does on the records. And that's just my whole life I've never not had something to do. And once you do get a guitar, you don't really. You can spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on that, and you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah,
you can be.
Yep.
So that's
that's super relatable too, with the whole growing up at that time and having something to keep you away from.
Sort of thought that's a fucking beautiful example of find yourself a fucking hobby, kids, because if you don't have that hobby, you're gonna fall down that line of being a fuck around. Just you're finding shit to do. You're gonna, like you said, you're stealing cars. You're doing nothing.
Yeah,
and it's
the
funny
wrong shit.
Motorbike riding and guitar playing. So often I relate both the same, because it takes determination to get good at it. It takes almost a bit of risk and all that sort of stuff. But as a kid doing it, if you're all constantly riding your motorbike in the backyard trying to get it, well, your parents know where you are, because they can also hear you.
Yeah.
And
Same deal.
where's Azza?
In his room.
What do you mean, where's Azza? Listen to it.
Except, we are going into a time where all these kids are on electric bikes, so we can't hear them anymore. They just fucking...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And now,
But I think that's the bottom line of, it's a perfect example of, even we're the same. We had a hobby, we had a focus, and, these lifestyles take you through a bit of, shit.
Oh,
You still do some fucking shit.
You still have to steer the ship.
Yeah, you're still getting yourself into some fucking trouble. But that's also where you learn. But the ones that don't have anything go nowhere.
I sincerely feel sorry for
Not all.
people.
Yeah, well, no, not yes, to a point. Yeah,
You know the people. I know we've all got those friends. So what do you do, man? It's like, I don't know. I go to work. I watch TV. Sometimes I mow the lawn and shit like that. I'm going to save up to go to Bali one day. and I honestly go, you poor bastard. Because, and they go, I tried, I got into model planes for a little bit there.
Yep.
They actually search for something, but nothing really resonates. I actually feel really, really grateful that from when I was really young, I had something burning in me, whether I wanted to be, I didn't want to just have a blue tongue lizard. I wanted to be fucking Steve Irwin. When I was interested in sharks and stuff, I want to be a marine. But I've always had that sort of thing that wanted to push me onto something. And because I've had that, talking about, you can get into a bit of shit and this and that. You know what? When certain things in your life are not going well, or horrible things happen and all that, when it's all too much, the one bit of escapism that I have that people that don't have a thing is music.
Yeah.
And I can have everything wrong to the point where I just want to give up on every aspect of my life. But turn around, the guitar's sitting there waiting for you. And when I go in there and I start playing or whatever, I become focused on that.
Yep.
And it's like, if you've got a mental illness and all that, it's like the perfect medication, because all that shit goes away.
Yep.
Because you're focused on what you're doing. And it's a very healthy thing to have, to always be striving to working towards something.
Yes.
It is. That's a fucking real good point. And like you sort of said too, I think I not struggle with it, but it's hard for me to understand. Like, I've had that same fire in me. You probably have too. I think it's just this. There's certain. I don't understand those people that don't have that. Like, and
The ones at the football.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do I do with myself?
That little fucking squeaky laugh there, Shmino. It was spot on, but
Yeah, it's perfect because it's so relatable that it's fucking football, man.
You can't think of anything.
Those dudes.
yeah.
Yeah, haven't got a crew, haven't got anything. There's always football.
Yeah, man.
Fucking oath, man.
And I got nothing against football. Like, I was obsessed with it as well. But, you know, like, for all those who can't think of something, there's something. Pick a team,
Yeah.
put a jersey,
Yep.
get a club.
You're part of
something
something.
to barrack for,
Yep.
you know, and yeah, you're part of something.
Yeah.
Man, again, obviously when you're young, you try different things again, like music and just feeling it all out. I played football, like AFL style football, Australian footy.
Auskick. Would have been
whatever it
Auskick.
is, like, you know, with one of me school friends, a good schoolmate, and, you know, come play for us on the weekends, blah, blah, blah. And by the end of it, man, I was terrible at it. I kicked one goal in the whole fucking season, whatever. I couldn't get away from the ground quick enough to go back to my dirt bike. Yeah. Like, fuck this shit. I'm getting away. Fuck everyone here. I'm going to ride my bike.
You know what's sick? I got a fucking grouse Auskick story, right? Same thing, yeah? Give Auskick a go, you know? It's what all the kids are doing. So Mum and Auntie D took me and Ben, your cousin Benny, right? If you know Benny, fucking word to Benny, right? Anyway, fucking 10 minutes into Auskick, the kids are all out there training, kicking goals. Here's me and Ben over in the corner, sitting down on the grass, just talking. just having a fucking yarn. Like, that's shit. We don't want to fucking kick a ball around. We're not doing this shit forever. Like, that's fucking still one of those things where I was like, man, if I knew then...
You were looking at the goalpost thinking, I could jump them.
Yeah.
Or something. We probably were. We would have been just like, oh, we can't wait to fucking go get our fucking bikes out. Or after this, you want to go for a ride and we'll go, are you coming to my joint? Because if you come to my joint, we'll go for a ride. We'll do this and then fucking maybe we'll pull out the fucking remote control cars and we'll do, you know, there was just always something better.
You would have
to
been
do
the
than
best
football.
player on the team if they'd let you ride your bike while you were playing.
Yeah.
Holding the ball. And it was, once he's got, you can't catch him.
Fucking, yeah, I don't know. That's...
But I do get, talking of all that, jealous of musicians, people being able to play like for those reasons, you know, because it was really hard when you had the addiction to a dirt bike, motorbikes, wanting to reach a certain, you couldn't just go and get it and play it in the room. You know, you got to ride it. You got to have a place to ride it, and you know, at certain times, noise, all the above. Guitars, there is noise problems too, but yeah, I could imagine how good that is for you, because I know how good it is for me when things aren't going greatest and you're pretty, you know, down and that, to get on the bike and ride, how much that just goes and clears the medication.
And I can, you know, relate to both sides too, because
you do.
I ride a whole lot, and you know, some people say, I'm thinking about riding, man, and I go, I don't think you should think about that anymore, because they're just not those sort of people. Like, I worry about it. Well, some of my friends, they go, I'm thinking about riding, go, you know what? If you pick up a basketball or on a skateboard, you're good at stuff. You probably will get everything out of, you know, that is riding, because I trust you to be good enough. I don't want to be the guy that, you know, says, I was thinking about riding, and as I said I should, and next thing you know, he's in traction, you know, some people are good at things, but there's other people that I've been like, absolutely you should get a bike, because I know the way your life's going, and I can tell you that forget bloody antidepressants or, you know, go and speak to your therapist. When some days when I've been having a pretty bad day, I've had it in my head about going riding, then I talk myself out of it, and I just go.
Yep.
And I'm 5 minutes down the road, and I just think, I'm where I need to be.
Thank fuck.
Yep.
And and my thoughts have all calmed down, and I'm concentrating on keeping myself alive.
Yeah, man.
So a lot of this other shit that I'm worrying about just doesn't exist anymore. And then you get the euphoria of the being free, the wind and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, you hear all the people say, oh, the freedom of being, well, it's a legitimate thing, you know.
Yeah,
and
it is.
I've been, you know, mentally not having the best time in the world, and then I'll go out for a ride and I'll come back and I'm just so much better.
Yep.
You know? And a bike will, you know, what I've actually learned about riding is I've been to places and I've seen things even around Melbourne that I've gotten my bike and I went, oh, I'll go and have a look up here. if I didn't ride, I would never have seen some of these things.
Yep.
Because it's just like a vehicle to take you to places, that you
You just wouldn't go down that road in a car.
I'm not going to drive
I'll
down
do a
there.
fucking Yui.
I just want to get where I'm going, and you know.
Yep.
But bikes make you. It's a connection to nature. You think it's all about riding bikes and all that. Just going fast. It's like no. It's also strange how a motorcycle can connect you to nature.
Man.
I think
you're riding down the road.
It's the movement. It's flow.
It's all of it. It's every sensation is getting that the human body can receive and hit and all the above. You're going through. You ride from Melton to Belen. You go through so many different changes of how cold it is, and then it goes. You get the hot.
Yep.
Then it goes cold.
Yep.
And, you got all the elements are coming at you, and
even the people. One thing that people don't seem to even consider is the smells.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I've ridden in through towns, and I went, this place smells beautiful.
Oh, this joint stinks like shit.
And then I've ridden out of there, and I'm like, that's going to gag. And there's this festering carcass all like, you can see that the spleen is just about to blow up. And you're like, or you don't even see anything. You just go, something's dead around here.
Dead roo somewhere. In a car, you'd not even known that was there.
Yeah, you don't get all that, but you can feel everything and smell everything.
And I think, what's funny, you sort of said too, when you sort of touched on the fact of like, once you get on that bike too, there's that trigger that sort of makes you go, like, I have to not crash. I need to survive, which is crazy that it's like, you can be in this world and everything can be so dark and heavy that you're almost like, I'm over it, I want to go. But as soon as you get on the bike, you're like, I need to stay safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that sort of, how crazy is that trigger that, like, that's all we need to be, like, you could be at your wit's fucking end, hanging from the fucking rope almost, about to jump and go, no, actually, I'm just going to go for a quick bike ride. Even if you've got the mentality of, I'm going to ride this bike into a tree, your natural instincts will just go, don't ride into a tree.
Yeah, everything comes real.
This is fun.
And everything becomes real. When you're moving down the road.
Fully.
You can
It's like,
feel
boom, like,
I'm not going to steer into that.
That's going to hurt.
The theory of it sitting in the shed at home when I was fucking pissed off with the world was that sat right with me then. But now I'm doing it. Fuck that.
Yeah. It's crazy that how, like, that's sort of all it takes. Like, that even if you are in that fucking dark spot, jump on a bike and give it a bit of a rip and you'll go, oh, life's not that bad. It's actually pretty, I like it now. I'm going to keep going. Like,
and again, relatable. Like I so often realize how writing and music and all that, it's so similar because, again, being a kid and like a lot of my friends were getting themselves into trouble and all that. Well, the best friends I've got in the world this day are all because I started to play music. Like it introduce you into your scene, your kind of people.
Fucking I've done it ever. Like I same.
Like-minded.
Proper like lifelong mates from fucking other other states for fuck's sake. And it's like you just you are meant to
other side of the world, man. Like, proper no shit.
Yeah, like there's you just mingle with dudes that have the same sort of fucking mindset and goals as you, and it's just like, fuck, we're homies for life now.
And people that are thriving on stuff too. The fact that you're so serious about doing something so stupid.
Yeah.
It keeps you young.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I'm 50 in February, and I look at when I used to take the kids up to the school, I would still like freak out and say, oh, there's all these fucking adults here.
Yeah.
And I'm older than half of these assholes.
Me and him have had this conversation, man. Like
I'm older than these guys, and they're up there dressed by their wives, And I'm up there with a t-shirt with a skull that says "fuck you" on it or something like that, and I still feel like I'm going to get into trouble. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm twice this guy's age.
Yep.
Yeah, but they physically, some of them like, I am 40 now, and then like starting to sort of slow down a bit. I'm like, what the fuck? Slowing down. Whereas half my mates, a lot of them are older than me that are playing music and all that. They're still getting around in cargo pants and fit as all fuck.
Yep.
It's the people that I know that are playing music that are older. It's amazing just the way they carry themselves as still large children. I went and saw Glenn Hughes, the bass player from Deep Purple, last week, and I think he's 73 or 74 years old.
Yep.
And he's got the real, the real high vocal, the real high pitched thing. And as I said, he's in his mid-70s, and he rocks out on stage and he plays for 2 hours and he still sings. And, and he's like, mid-70s, and he looked cool as all fuck.
Yeah.
He looks like a rock star, man.
Yep.
Whereas I spent a bit of time down at the local pool, and I see guys that are not even a quarter of his age, and it looks like they've got another 3 days left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Use it or lose it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking
Pretty
crazy,
much.
isn't it? Fuck, eh? It is. It comes down to that whole, it's your lifestyle and that. And then if you live a fucking, I don't know, giving lifestyle because you're constantly, putting things out into the making art, if you will, because music is art, and then it sort of comes back, you end up sort of getting repaid for it. That's why these old dudes are still as young as anyone, and then you got dudes that are like 23 and they're like same thing.
Yeah.
They're like, can't do. Your missus dresses me. I wear this fucking clothes and fucking football. Yeah, like, dude, you are so lost.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And music will, this is the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll sort of thing, and that's all a part of it. And I did what I did back in the day, and I was kind of well known for being a serious idiot, and I've drunk in oceans and I've stayed up for years and all that sort of stuff, and I was good at it, and I had my time, and I can't believe that I'm still alive and that I've got through all that sort of stuff. But we used to do a lot of terrible things to our body, but
I like the way that we used to do that stuff and I was good at it.
Yeah, owning it.
I'm good at it. I was.
well, what's funny now is I'm not good at it.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you mean like after midnight? So I won't be any good the next day if we have to stay up, to the witching hour.
Yeah.
But we go out and tour and stuff now, and people are like, Azza, you'll come out and drink and like try and fuck a hole in the sky with me. And I'm like, oh man, I sort of wouldn't mind just getting a kebab and going back to my room, mate. But like last year you were on a tour here, we stayed out for 3 days, man, and we stole the fucking submarine. And I'm like, I'm not the same guy. And, so you build up this reputation that the worst thing you can do is try and live up to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other people that I bump into that are still going, we did all that sort of shit. But I went to Knotfest.
Yep.
Where, there's all the cream of the crop, all the big bands are playing. And what used to be backstage where there'd be like bongs and coke and just debauchery, you look around now and everyone's fit and on their protein powder and shit like that, and there's people are meditating and all that.
Yeah,
and then when you get to your like mid-40s and you realise that you had a big night drinking or whatever, you spend the next 4 days being fucking terrified of nothing, scared shitless, shaking and worrying about your corpse and all sorts of stupid shit. You realise this is just not working out for me, and then you sort of get into another lifestyle. And I look at all these other like artists and all that, like some of the big bands, they're over 50 and and they're actually probably better than they were in their heyday, because being fit, healthy and looking after yourself is almost like the new black.
Yeah.
And there's been, quite a few people that I've known that they're still stuck in that party that they were when they're 20, and it becomes kind of sad and just an addiction, and
It does. Yep.
destroys them. Whereas the natural stages in in my early years, the whole partying like your Pantera thing was a thing that we definitely did, and that was right for the time.
Yep.
I didn't even know what I was doing, wasn't even thinking about it. It was all just happening for me. But these days, the guys that are pushing on and still doing really, really well, they're putting as much effort into looking after themselves as they used to into destroying themselves.
Destroying. Yep.
And it's a different kind of fun. And so, being fit, healthy, and is the new black in a weird way.
I guess it's a drive as well. It's you get to a certain point in your life, and it gets to where you've grown up to hearing parents and older people say, you get to this age, you start slowing down, you start getting a little bit, sore and tired and all the above, and you feel that you kind of have to be that and do that. Where it's, I guess, not the case, and you just... I was going somewhere with it, but it's completely slipped, to be honest with you. But
so that all that partying, you did do it.
We all did.
Yeah, we all did it.
You'd hear it, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I was going to sort of say to you, you obviously there was with sort of going back to the whole Frankenbok thing. It becoming how old were you roughly when Frankenbok started?
I think I was about 20 years old.
Yep.
I'd moved over to Florida.
Yep.
I was chasing death metal.
Yep.
And I was knocking around. All of a sudden, the guys that used to exist on my wall in posters and, in video clips and all that, I moved over to Florida and I hated it for a bit. And then I met the right dude. Next thing you know, I was in the clique.
Yep.
And people that were my heroes were now like people that I was knocking around with. And so I did a couple of side projects and I couldn't quite get myself into anything that was sort of my band. And I was knocking around with these other blokes and they both had different bands, but whenever one band would be touring in his area, rather than just drinking and going to the party and like afterwards, one guy would go back to the other guy's house and they would like write songs together.
Yep.
And they had a drum machine. And they'd write all the drums and stuff first, and then they'd just collaborate and sort of have their little side projects together. And that's when I kind of realised, rather than trying to work with personalities and, ability, if I get a drum machine, I start programming my own songs, well, I can't be stopped.
Yep.
So got the drum machine, got my Tascam Porta 3 cassette tape recorder thing.
Which in those days too, that like they're not everywhere too. Yeah, that was like a bit of a specialty.
Oh
item.
Yeah. That was sort of
wasn't just on your phone like it is today.
No.
Yeah.
And I started like writing and recording my own songs.
Yep.
And I was actually going to try out for a band called Monstrosity, one of the big sort of death metal bands. And
This is still over there?
Yeah. Very, very technical, very hard to play. And a mate of mine sort of said, yeah, that's all good and all, man, but you'll be a hired gun in that band and you'll be told sort of what to play and this is how it goes and this is what you do. And he said, I've been hearing what you're doing on your own. He said, I think you should sort of stick to what you're doing because it's sort of different than that. So
Yeah.
I just started like writing song after song after song after song, and the old Frankenbok name was just an in joke around there. So I made a demo tape and called it Frankenbok just for the hell of it.
Did that name come from what I remember hearing it fucking years ago?
Yeah.
But did it come from like mispronunciation of an American?
No, it actually. Well, yes and no. There was a guy called Jason Morgan, and he was in that band Monstrosity.
Yep.
And he's from Tennessee. He had the big thick accent. And I'm hanging out with him one night, and he said, tell me a little bit about this little old Australia. And so I said, what do you want to know? He says, well, what do they really talk like? What kind of words do they use? And I said, I don't know. Say shit like bloody oath. And then I said, there's another word, fair dinkum. And he's like, fair dinkum. I like that word. He said, what's that mean? I said, if you say you're fair dinkum, it means you're for real, like you're definite. Like, are you kidding? He's like, no, man, I'm fair dinkum. And he's like, hell, I like that. And then, I'll take that. And then he started throwing it around all night. Do you want another drink? Fair dinkum. I was like, well.
It doesn't really work, but whatever, dude.
At least he's sure.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, he goes, hey, Aussie, Frankenbok. And I said, say what, man? Frankenbok. I said, for the life of me, I've got no fucking idea what you're talking about. That Australian word. And I was like, he thinks he's saying fair dinkum. So he's been getting around for the last couple. You know what they say in Australia? Frankenbok.
It doesn't sound anything like it either. That's the best part. It's literally just the first letter and the rest is like fucking completely different.
That's cool. I've always wanted to know that.
But yeah, so that's that.
Well, we joked about it so much, and everything is, it's like, do you want another cup of Frankenbok? When I did this cover, we did like this ridiculous cover, and I was like, what am I going to call? You know what? It's pretty obvious what I'm going to call it, 'cause that's all we used to say.
Yep.
And at the time, like, there is no other thing called Frank. It was a made-up word. It was an accident.
Yeah.
You know, so
Perfect.
I went with it, and then I got back to Australia, and I was just supposed to be visiting Melbourne, and Adam Glynn, who became like the singer, I played him my demo tapes and said, you know, what do you reckon about this? And he said, I want to start this band. I want to be in this band. Let's start a band. And so couldn't help myself. So we started the band there, and what are we going to call ourselves? And so, well, you know what? We'll call it Frankenbok for now because we've got a gig coming up, and we'll think of something sensible later. We don't think very well, and we're not very sensible.
Often, so we just left it.
So like 27 years later, we still can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm still thinking. I remember just left it at Frankenbok.
It is because it is very. If you stop and think about it, it is a very unique name, and it works because it's got the whole. It's got like Frankenstein vibes, right? That's what Franken.
Yeah.
So you instantly go Frankenstein, but then you go Bok, and you're like, what the fuck is a Bok? But it's like that's what it doesn't. But it doesn't matter because you're like, I don't know. There's something about that I just fucking like.
Yeah. Well, at the time,
works.
there is no name that's not already out there. Shit, I was in a band called Lobotomy Scars when I was a kid, and then I found out there's already like 3 of them. You know, so no matter what you think of, you know, somebody else has thought of it on the other side of the world and probably registered. And your name is kind of doesn't really matter. It's what you do with it. You know, I remember the first time I heard of a band called Strapping Young Lad.
Yeah.
I thought, really? That's a metal band? And now I don't even think, strapping, I'm like, fucking strapping, mate. You know, like you move into the name. You turn it into what it is. Yeah. The strange thing about Frankenbok is I've since found out, you know, talking to go about, well, what's your band called? I said, Frankenbok, mate. And he goes, yeah, like the fighter plane. I went,
What?
Say what? Yeah, there's a German fighter plane called the Frankenbok. And I'm like,
really?
That's even cooler.
That is way cooler.
There's a few other things out there too that I did find out about. But I kind of went with that because, you know, that's why there's bands out there now called Filter.
Yeah.
You know, because everything cool has been taken. And I thought with that thing being a made-up word, no one else is going to have it. But I didn't think about other languages. And
Fuck. That's crazy that it's...
Because who knows, Frankenbok, like in
other languages, it could be. Yeah. Franken is probably very German, isn't it? Franken.
It sounds it.
I am Franken from Frankenbok. Get the Frankenbok right over. That was Maltese. That had some walk in it. I don't know what the fuck.
We have ways of making it talk. Bring in the Frankenbok.
Yeah, look, that sounds right, doesn't it? Fucking hectic. So then obviously going on, So at what point, because you sort of had a bit of a crack and hit for a bit there, yeah? The old "Don't Call Me Baby" sort of just.
Well, they did, and then we played. Yeah. We were recording our first album, Greetings and Salutations, down at Back Beach Studios in Rye, and whilst we were in there playing all this hurty music, we could constantly hear coming out of one of the other rooms, and it just went on and on and on. So they were recording the Madison Avenue song, Don't Call Me Baby.
Yep.
And we heard it a lot. And we recorded all of our songs, and I think we were almost ahead of schedule, and we had enough time. And one of us said, geez, it'd be funny to do a cover of that song. And I remember D.W. Norton, who was at the time in Super Heist, he turned around and said, you should do it. I reckon if you did that, being a novelty song, I reckon you could get yourself on prime time on like commercial radio and all that, because it's a novelty and all that. He said, you know what, you guys record that, and I reckon even with double kickers and, you know, death metal vocals, I reckon the fact that it's a novelty, it still could work. And it's like, well, let's do it anyway. And we had a chat to Andy, the guy, the mastermind behind Madison Avenue. Said, look, we wouldn't mind covering your song. What do you think of that? And he said, well, what are you going to do? I said, we're just going to play it. He said, "Well, you're not going to take the piss out of us or say bad stuff." And I said, "No, we actually like the song."
Yep.
He said, "As long as you're not saying anything like, taking the piss out of us," he said, "get your people to speak to our people and make it legal." And he said, "Yeah, you can do what you want."
Yeah, right.
So we didn't really worry. We just did it.
Yeah.
I think he said something. I'm sure he said yes in amongst all that.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
Goes
yeah in there. Yep, let's do
Speak
it.
to your people. And
So we just learnt how to play it, and not even properly. We were like, that sounds close enough, and we did it just for fun, and it came out cool. We were with Roadrunner Records shortly after that, and of course they latched on to it, the fact that it was a novelty song.
Yep.
And they said they could sort of see, the value and the fact that it's, not just one of your own songs, it's something that already knows, it's something that they could push.
Yep.
And so they said to us about, we can put some money into a video clip for one of your other stupid fucking songs. But we really think that you should, put all your eggs in the basket of doing this cover song, which we weren't all really that pumped, and we made an agreement that, okay, we'll do this, but then we're going to do one of our songs, which I don't think it ever happened, whatever. But then the Don't Call Me Baby thing worked, and Triple J were playing it through the day, and it actually sort of took off, and there's a whole bunch of people that heard that song, and being the kind of parody sort of joke almost, that because they heard that song, they ventured into the rest of our music, and they like all of our stuff because we did that. That song was a kind of like a basically, piss take, bit of a joke.
Yeah. What I find it funny too is craziest thing about that is it was sort of made at the same time.
It was
like covers are like. Someone releases a song, fucking 5 years later, someone goes, I'm going to change that and make it mine.
Yep.
The fact that were they pretty much released at the same time, or did you have to wait till that
close.
song popped and then...
I can't remember how that actually worked.
And did they all know that was going to be a hit?
Don't Call Me Baby.
Yeah. Because that's hard to fathom too.
how do you know that?
I don't know, but I do know this.
Sometimes you know. If you hear a song, you're like, dude, this is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
To a point. It might not be, and you might go, fuck it, it fell off. But there's always that little trigger that's like, this is a fucking hit.
Well, what I do know about that song is that it was organised for, the DJ Andy Vance guy plus Mark Rochelle. They were working together, so they had a bit of a mastermind of this "Don't Call Me Baby" sort of catchy, easy jingle, and they had the right looking girl to also come and sing that. So this is guaranteed it's going to go somewhere with right looks, right face, right place,
right marketing, right all that was that strategic thing too. Back then it was like, we've got the fucking key to Rage. Well, this video's going straight on Rage. It's going straight on Triple J. We're going to make sure this song blows up because we already know it's got the jingle that we need. Bang, bang, bang. Well,
she didn't turn up.
Really?
Yeah, she didn't show. She was probably powdering her nose elsewhere. But I can't remember how it came about, but the girl that actually, I can't remember her name, the girl that actually sung it happened to be involved for what other reasons, like, you're here, come here, do this. And
really?
Yes. So they apparently got her to do it, and they did it line for line, and she was, I don't think that she was, I think that she sung, but I didn't think that she thought of herself as a great singer, but she was available and there, and then she did it, and then it became huge. And then I also found out after that the girl that did the song, the girl that's in the video and all that, was the cousin of another band, the drummer from another band that I was in, which was the Strange.
Yeah, right. So the chick that actually sung it isn't the lead singer of...
Wasn't meant to be, but became that because she happened to be there. Yeah.
Oh, from that point on?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
And that's I don't know if that's 100% right, but that's what I remember from being around them, and that's what they sort of told me. And I remember the actual girl came out and they did Don't Call Me Baby on some big television show, and everyone was there. And I was like, let's see if the chick can really sing. And I felt really bad for her. She went out there and she started to sing, and it wasn't going very well. And then she even turned around during the song, bent down and had like a sip of water during it. And it didn't go good at all. And everyone was saying, oh, she can't even fucking sing. She's terrible and this and that. And then I saw her talk later on about it, which I can relate to this. She was all primed and ready to do it. And she came out. She was really, really nervous. And the first people that she spotted in the crowd were her parents sitting there.
Yeah.
Front row. And she said, my mouth dried up. I sung a few lines. My tongue was getting stuck to the roof of my mouth. I was so dry. Oh. And she said, I just, call me back. She had to stop and have a glass of water. But you know what? You don't get to tell everybody this is what's happened. But everyone's like, oh, she can't even sing. It was like, she could, but she was, having people especially family members sitting in front. But she just got stuck with the nerves and stuff. But everyone, I don't know, over the years, that song, that always gets brought up. A lot of people said, oh, I guess you're embarrassed about this or, you don't like it. And I was like, no, I'm not embarrassed at all. It was a fun idea.
Yeah.
The video came out great and I'm quite proud of it. I still think it was see, even when I watch it now, it still makes me laugh. And people wouldn't hear it. But you hate that song. That's why you took the piss out of it. I said, no, I actually like it. But you want to take the piss because you're going to shit. I was like, no, I like it.
Yeah. That's why we wanted to recreate it because we were feeling it.
Yeah, and why not too? Yep. And the funniest thing is that I'm pretty sure we not long after that we supported Slayer and Machine Head,
massive,
a couple of the most darkest, brutal sort of bands, and we played "Don't Call Me Baby" to their crowd.
Yeah,
and on purpose, You see some of the people down the front, the battle jackets and all that, and go, this is fucking great shit. Hate this shit. And then the groove starts to get to them. It's pretty funny seeing someone.
Yeah, it would.
You've got a head like a foot, covered in spikes and all that sort of stuff. They're like, fuck, this is gay. It's like, you get to them.
Who would be some of the bigger people you've opened for, or for you personally, that I guess you could say you were a little bit like, holy fuck, this is happening.
Head PE ain't nothing. That's our personal. That was what, last year? Was that last year or the year before?
The year before.
Hey, they're coming back out next year. Are you sussing that?
We were asked about doing that, but we can't fit it in. It's too close to the other support that we're doing.
Which is not a bad one.
Yeah.
Which is?
Alien Ant Farm.
That's pretty good. And CKY, yeah?
CKY.
How good's that?
That's going to be good.
And we had a fuck. Can you remember downloading that shit? Remember Skeletor?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fucking full on.
Yeah. I've seen that once and I'm still fucking damaged. It's one of those ideas. It seemed like one of those ideas that everyone thinks is a really rad idea. And you watch it back
and you're like, oh my God, what have we done? But yeah, sorry to cut you off. The top bands that you have that you've been pretty much like, fuck, this is pretty awesome.
We've been so lucky over the years. We've got to play with a lot of
you have
important bands. Nothing will top Slayer for me.
Can it? Can anything top Slayer? Even
you more Slayer? Yeah. There's Slayer and there's Slayer. I think that's the only correct way to say it.
Fully.
Yeah, well, for me, I told you I got into all the punk rock shit and back to bikes again.
Yep.
I got myself a CB 250 Super Hawk, and believe it or not, I painted it black. And on one side, I had the Slayer Iron Eagle.
Yep.
And on the other side, I had the Slayer Green Demon.
Yep.
And my bike was the Slayer bike, and I actually got pulled over a fair bit. And I was living in Cranbourne, at the time it was a country town, so I was pretty obvious. Out here, no one would notice, everyone.
Yep.
But yeah, Slayer became my thing. And when you're a young fella and you don't sort of get into Slayer, it just consumes you.
Yeah.
You know? And I used to listen to it so much, back to the Walkman again. I'd always be listening to the Slayer to the point where I'd have me Walkman headphones on. When I was hanging out socially, I'd be going, oh yeah, Yeah. Talking to dudes, but actually in my ears I'd be listening to Angel of Death. I just couldn't get enough Slayer. So, that sort of set me on the path for the more metal stuff, for the punk stuff. And, I never ever thought I'd actually get to see that band, let alone next thing you know, I'm
sharing a stage with them.
With them. And I think we did like 5 shows with them.
Fuck, that's sick.
I remember the first, I think it might have the second one we did. We played at Festival Hall in Melbourne, and when you're playing with a Slayer crowd, they're one-eyed.
Yeah.
They're there to see Slayer, and everything else is shit.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe the fact that we came out and we got the big... I'm like, holy shit, support bands usually get killed at a Slayer show.
Yeah.
But hometown, Festival Hall, we had like a really, really good reaction, had a crazy night. On the way home, I'm in the back of the van with all the gear and all that, and there's not much room, and I'm sort of like squashed in that, and there's like a guitar and a drum still sit there, and every time I ran in the corner, it's like hitting me in the chin. And I'm just rolling in the back, not sure what's going on, and I was like, if I get killed on the way home, I'm good with this.
This is how I can leave.
With it. I just was like, that particular show to play with your favourite band in a hometown and get a bit of love from it. It's sort of like, well, I don't know what's going to happen after tomorrow, but if this is as high as it ever gets, this is higher than I ever expected to go.
Yep.
So
fucking A.
That's a pinnacle moment for me. But there's been so many bands. Like we got to do Fear Factory.
Not long ago. That was sick.
System of a Down. That was really scary at the time when we got the System of a Down support. They were like the biggest band in the world. It was like when they just come out with Sugar and all that. And
sick.
And the crazy thing, it wasn't us and some dudes and them. It was just us and System of a Down.
That's massive, eh?
So does the System, before they come out, their team searches for a band like yourselves, or how does that happen?
In many different ways. Like there's no, this is the way it works. But at the time, we had a booking agent called Dave Batty, who was very much a mover and shaker in that world. And the industry people all talk to the industry people, and I'm looking after these guys at the moment. And later on, you've got this thing going on. You're going to want my help for that. So can you... I want you to put on this band for me because I'm looking after these guys.
Yep.
And so... And also definitely... being involved with Roadrunner Records at the time was very helpful.
Because they were on Roadrunner, weren't they? Were they Roadrunner?
I don't know if System... Oh, yeah, maybe they were.
Maybe they were for 1 or 2
Yeah.
albums, maybe. Roadrunner had a big grasp on like metal for a bit there, didn't they? They sort of had all the big
throughout
dogs.
the world, they are huge.
Yeah.
In Australia was like smaller, but they were massive for Australia at the time. And we were very lucky to sort of get involved in that. At the time, there was... Australian bands that before us there was a band called the Dream Killers who were still playing.
Yep.
Then there was the Wolves who were massive, and then Dreadnought as well who were still playing. Who I think they kind of greased the wheels for us sort of getting in there too. They got in the ear of the A&R guy who came and saw us and got us on that. But yeah, it's the circles you travel in that very much helps all that. But I think these days, there's so many I've been talking about, and I'm still trying to get on, on everything.
Yep.
And there's no set way that it happens. Sometimes a bloke knows the guitarist in the big band, or sometimes there's the record company involvement. Some bands just contact the band directly.
Yep.
And some bands actually really care about who they support, and if they like the band, they'll get them. But and then there was, and I'm sure it still goes on, they have like competitions to get, be the support.
To be the support, yeah.
But the one thing that I'm very lucky that I've never had to do this, or I don't know if I would, but there's a lot of bands will actually pay to be the support band and some decent money. And I understand that too, because it puts you in front of so many people, So
it is. It's like sort of like, in a marketing sense, it is a smart move, but it's also like, but how good would it be to be asked?
Yeah, and
to be good enough to be asked, like that's
I think some of the Slayer shows, like, you know, we've packed out like the Horden Pavilion in Sydney, which is like an aeroplane hangar. It's just like, I think we got paid $250
Yep.
for the show. And people go, that's shit. And I'm like, we got paid.
Yeah.
There's bands that will do it for free or sell their grandmother to do it, but then there's bands that I know that are still paying it off that actually got to do it. So
That's huge, isn't it?
just the fact that we got something
Yeah.
was, you know, times have changed
Yep.
you know, a lot there, but you'll take what you can get to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Did you ever do anything overseas, like play big gigs as Frankenbok? Have
no.
you gone overseas?
Oh, yes. As Frankenbok, we played in Japan for 3 weeks.
Cool.
Did a whole bunch of shows over
How'd
there.
that resonate?
Unreal.
Yeah?
Unreal.
They got a big metal scene over there.
The metal scene over there is so different here. You know, here with like metal, it's sort of like, oh, yeah, that's satanic, like war-loving, bad stuff.
Yes.
Over there, heavy metal is not taboo.
Yep.
And so really heavy music is not for naughty people.
Yeah.
It's for everyone. And you'll be standing on like, the train there, and they all have like, you know, screens everywhere.
Yes.
And you'll be like listening to like a toothpaste commercial. It'll be like, get the best toothpaste.
Really?
Yeah, like, what's this band? It's like, oh no, it's a toothpaste commercial. Their music, you know, like that, and we were getting, because of the way we looked compared to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the time there's another dudes in the band too, and like people come up to us and saying, are you Vikings? Because, you know, one of the guys, he's like big, tall dude with long hair and all that. And they're all these like, you know, fairly small, cute people.
Yeah.
And everywhere we went, it was like being in Metallica, because there was people stopping us from, you know, out in the street, families.
Yep.
You know, like the mother, the father, the kid and all that sort of stuff. Every single one of them wanting to get photos with you. It's
right.
It's a much, much, much bigger thing.
And that was due to you being a band member of Frankenbok. It wasn't because you were a white person that.
It was not necessarily. A lot of people learnt all about Frankenbok after they dared talking to this. They didn't really have much choice.
Yep.
But a lot of it just had to do with looking like a band person.
Yeah.
And there's 3 or 4 of us. They put it together pretty quickly, and they work out that, you know.
Yep.
And but in lots of other countries, it's just so different. Like, as lots of things are accepted that are here are taboo. Indonesia was the same. I went over to Indonesia to play, not with Frankenbok, but just being a band guy over there. Like, I felt like I was in the Rolling Stones. We were about to board the plane, and they set up a big couch for us. And they had a line of people, and we all sat on the couch while the people all lined up and sat there and got photos with us. And I'm like holding babies and shit like that. And
But just before you were getting on the plane.
they actually said to us, everybody here knows that you came over and played the Hammersonic Festival, which is massive. Yep. This is how different it is. We just played to like a sea of people out there, and the president was there.
Yep.
Yeah, hectic.
The president is his favourite band's Lamb of God.
Yeah, right.
And I said, the president's here. It's like, yeah, apparently he bought a ticket too and just came in. I said, which one is he? I said, it's the guy with the black hair. Right. You know, I couldn't really pick him, you know. But the fact that the president's there, not because he's, you know, he's there checking up that we're not saying anything we shouldn't be saying. He's there because he's in there going,
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how you go to different countries, how what's sort of frowned upon here is like over there is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking A. That is
that's
crazy.
cool. I actually, when I went overseas and rode in China, we rode for the president over there at one point. It was like big to them.
Yes.
Like we weren't whatever, you know, but they're like the amount of people alone that rocked up just because of that one person.
Yep.
You know, like, and to think about it, it's like, fuck, that's pretty cool.
It's different, yeah.
There's like 4 of us Aussies that, you know, doing this show and there's this presidential car sitting up on the top of the hill, you know, with him sitting in down, looking over it all, like watching it. And I think that was one of the biggest shows we did over there. And that was the one where, we started getting swarmed, like surrounded by, because they'd never seen really white people in the area we were in, especially. And it got fucking scary at one point. Like literally start bikes, helmets off, pin it.
Yep.
So the crowd's just open and split to get out of there because they'll just come.
But where do you go?
They just
But where are you aiming towards?
to get back to where we
Like you
load,
sort of
gear
just
up
get
and
out.
get to the containers where the bikes are held.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck away from this central point of probably going to get squashed in my. Like I literally said to I think it was Brownie and Sammy. I was like, dudes, get in your bikes, start them, and go. Like it was like and the crowds are just
Because they were
splitting.
just...
And they're touching you, man, and they're like, even the cops, like I've got the cops baton in my hand, and like he's handing it to me, it's full on.
The cops, we went to Indonesia on the way in at customs.
Yeah.
They all spotted us as a band. So there's all these customs officials, and it looks pretty heavy duty. Some of them are high powered and all that sort of stuff. And they're like, band. And they stopped and they're like getting selfies with us.
Yes.
So these guys all left their post and they're coming over and they're getting photos with us. And like, oh, who's the guy in the band and all that. Meanwhile, people are just walking into the country because they're like busy getting selfies and all that.
You're not doing your job, man.
No. It's just
That's fucking wild.
machine gun lit up next to like the guitar cases, and they're like, "Oh, band guy."
They're so about it. They're just all about it. Yeah. And you give them a little bit, and they just take so far. Like Bushy always sticker slapping people. The cops and that, like ARD stickers or fingered stickers over like, on their shirts and that, and they're like, "Oh, more!" Like they love it, and they rep it. Like just think it's fucking great.
That thing that we were doing, sitting on the couch, getting all the photos with people lined up, putting babies on us and everything like that. One of the guys came up and said to us, they've all decided that they want you guys to board the plane first as a sort of a thing to show our appreciation for you coming here to play. So you guys all get on there first and then, as priority, and then we'll get on afterwards. And I said, no, not really.
Don't want to do that.
I feel a bit round and I go, oh, they'd be very disappointed and offended if you didn't know.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
are you shitting me? And I'm like, we have arrived. I'm thinking I'm in the Rolling Stones. And then we get back to Australia.
No one gives a fuck.
Oh, worse than that. It's like, so what, is it a band? You fucking cunts. I bet you think you're pretty good. Yeah. It's just, and that's one thing that's the difference between Australians and people overseas, even like, New Zealand. If your mates are doing something, whether they're riding bikes or in a band or bloody, I don't know, flying kites or whatever, people go, oh, my friend, one of our people, they're doing something. Good on them. Let's all get together and get behind them. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Australia, if you're doing something, it's like, suppose you think you're fucking good, do you, jerk?
We're so fucked for that shit, man.
Mate.
We are, like, our teamwork and supporting each other is fucked.
Yeah, the best way to lose a lot of mates is to start doing well.
Yeah, fucking do.
Oh, you think you're awesome, do you? No, but we're trying to be.
I'm giving it the
That's
best.
what I'm doing. Like,
What, do you not want to be awesome, you fucking loser? Like, fuck me, come keep up, cunt. Bro, that's so fucking true, man. We're so fucking shit like that. Like, we're so like...
but yet our team sports is some of the biggest. AFL and all that. And then motorsports and stuff get fucking nothing. Yeah.
Turn around to the same person and be like, I'm going to start playing footy. And they're going to go, you're a fucking sick cunt. Me mate plays footy. Yeah. Oi, check out me mate. He plays for Richmond. But you've got another mate that's like X Games world champion and you don't even talk about him. Yeah. Like, but it's like, oh, yeah, but like, nah, I can't do that.
How much is he on though, mate? How much is he on?
Yeah, fuck, man. Hectic, bro.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And I've seen even Kiwis, I've seen some of them like, I don't really like their music much, mate, but they're our boys.
Yeah.
So they go to shows to support
yes.
people.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas I get friends here who's like, fuck you.
Yeah, dude. I'm never coming to one of your fucking shows, mate. I hate this music. I hate fucking...
So you put out a new song, it's gay. It's like, you haven't heard it? Yeah, but fucking...
If it's like all the other ones.
Fuck you, man.
Fully, dude. Fucking just sooky, whingy cunts, bro. Like... And it's so, that's why it's so hard to fucking get anywhere in Australia. Because it's like, you go to places like America, and again, you got fucking 1,000 people just like, fuck yeah, look what he's doing.
Yep.
Where like, over here, you got 1,000 people going, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And it just fucking, it's not good for the fucking mental either. You're constantly fucking battling that shit. But
Oh yeah, if you want to get involved in the mental side of things, all you got to do is sort of read comments and all that, and someone goes, "Saw your song, you look like a fucking idiot. Eat a bag of shit. Hope you die, you cunt."
Yeah.
And you're sort of like,
whoa.
oh, and you know, if you don't have the strongest personality, you go, maybe it wasn't that good. Maybe I am shit. Maybe I should die.
I'm not going to do another one.
Yeah. What if they say? But then, one thing about metal is it feels pretty good to do it when people are liking you doing it. When you realise people are hating you doing it, it feels even better.
Yeah.
It's like, you're fucking hating this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fuck, let me turn it up.
I'm going to go even harder.
Yeah. That's, I mean, and that's, I think that's genuine, like, punk attitude, you know? That's the same as, what are you wearing your fucking pants around your ass for? Oh, it's not even that far around my ass. I'm going to fucking hang them lower now. Like, why is your hat crooked? Well, it's not, but now it's fucking really crooked, you know? Like, take it to that next step just to be like, nah, fuck you.
These people are hating it and they want to leave. Lock the doors, turn it up.
Yeah, let's fucking give them all they want. Yeah. Fucking oath, man. Fucking oath. Anyway, so then obviously, we'll go sort of touch back a little bit. You had that little bit of a hit that sort of puts you up in the eyes of like a bit more mainstream. Yeah,
look, we had our, you know, you hear about your 15 minutes. We had our 15 minutes of fame.
Yep.
That was like 25 years of shame. Seamus.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I said that was back when we were partying and carrying on and all that sort of stuff. And we had no idea how good we had it because, you know what, we'd be busy doing what we're doing. The phone just kept on ringing with more and more awesome shit. We were like, you guys have now got this support, that support. And we were with Roadrunner Records and they were helping us with tour support, paying for like a van and paying for petrol and all that. And we were just like, yeah, rock and roll, man. We just thought it was all great.
Yep.
And then, you know, we had some lineup changes and then our 15 minutes dwindled out. And we weren't, you know, the new kids on the block, so to speak.
Yep.
So then it became rather than all these great things happening, you had to really work hard to try and generate things to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and then it becomes from like, rather than, you know, you being like the new hot shit, you just got to, if it's something that you want to do, you keep it going and, you know.
Yep.
So, you know, there was a time where it was just all too easy.
Yeah.
And then there was times where it never got to the point where, like, you know, where it was hopeless, but it definitely got harder to try and keep that up.
Yep, for sure.
Where did Roadrunner Records come into it? Like, how did that all come out? Because they had a pretty big name.
Yeah, they're huge. As I said, they're a break off from like bigger American companies. There was Roadrunner Australia, and what's his name? John Satterley was the head of Roadrunner, and he was not a musician, but his favourite band was Manowar. So he was very true, traditional, serious metal guy.
Yeah.
And he actually, it's funny, working in the music industry, he actually liked music.
Yeah.
And so he started another label called Dark Carnival, whereas he couldn't get the go-ahead and all the funding through Roadrunner. He started like a little sub-label called Dark Carnival, where he could sign and help local bands.
Right.
And that's when the Wolves and Dreadnought were on there, and we were playing lots of shows with them. And I think the guys from Dreadnought were just sort of saying that Frankenbok's happening at the moment, and this is another band you should look at. And they came to a show, and it was back in those days. Again, taking it for granted, shows were packed.
Yep.
You didn't have to do much. You'd head down to the library with a fistful of coins and photocopy a few flyers.
Yep.
Put them up, and just used to, like, venues were always packed. And then after a show, which I had no idea, I was kind of glad that didn't know that anyone important was there.
Yeah.
But, you know, after we're done, the guy just came out of the crowd and handed me his card, and I looked and said, Roadrunner Records. He said he wants to have a meeting with us. And
Sick.
Fuck, that's some proper, like, that's like how you thought it would happen. Imagine it would happen, but you're always like, no, does it actually
feel
happen
as
like
good?
that?
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. It was so exciting because, you know, when you were sort of growing up and hearing about bands that, You know, all you hear about is getting a record contract.
Yeah.
You know, and we actually got one. And, like, you know, there's a lot of bands around in Melbourne at the time playing that kind of music, and there's only a couple of us that sort of got in there, and we felt very privileged to be on there because of the reach and the muscle that a record company has. You know, like, so we did the Don't Call Me Baby thing, but with their reach, they put it in front of people. And then they also had a magazine called Outsider Magazine, and we were constantly in that, so it was going out everywhere. And I remember even seeing, like, looked at in the back of the magazine, they had like a comic strip, and like they turned us into like a comedy strip for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like,
right. Fuck.
I feel like somebody.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Yep.
Then they took the keys back and locked the doors.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a major thing for being on a label back in those days. You know? But
Sure.
record companies have lost a bit of their power these days because
Shine, all of it.
we realise that a lot of them, not all of them, are
Take too much?
they're just banks with spiky logos.
Yeah.
You know, because it's all about we'll give you this much money and we're going to spend this much money and all that, and you're thinking awesome, but then
You got to pay all
that was a loan.
I was going to ask about that because we're all about, the music that, for a long time, majority of it is like the underground, Head PE, Cottonmouth Kings. Yeah, there was Suburban Noise Records, but that was a very still underground label as such. And then you've got all these people now that are just self-supported and they're doing it due to, YouTube and all of that shit. And you just hear of all these horror stories of like record labels.
It's come full circle now too that, like, I guess everyone in your era of that record label thing has now got out of it and is now talking about the fact that, like, you hear anyone, like, you hear fucking big, like, your Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg's, all those people that, like, they were signed to a certain record, like, they made no money on those albums that went fucking massive because it's like you said, it's a loan. So the record company's going to go, all right, here's fucking $100,000, make an album, make video clips, make promo. All right, cool. Hopefully that album sells minimum $100,000 because you need to pay us back. And then anything else, you might get a little bit of a cut, but probably not. You might just get 50% of merch.
Yep.
Probably not 25%.
A thing that also happens is they'll pick a band and they'll decide you guys are going to be huge and we see it. So we're going to spend a lot of money on you guys, giving everybody the impression that you're huge.
Yep.
And hopefully that works.
Yep.
And they sometimes don't mention the fact that it's recoupable. And I do know bands that when they were sort of breaking, the record company got behind them and they made them look famous. Friends that I remember going into the local corner milk bar and grabbing a Pepsi can and went, fuck, I know that bloke.
Yeah, right.
They put their faces on Pepsi cans. I'm thinking, wow, that's some pretty serious promotions.
Isn't it?
And it gave everybody the impression they're massive.
Yeah.
They're massive because they're doing that. Whereas when you do realise we could start a band now.
Yeah.
And if one of us has got a rich daddy, it's not me.
Yep, no.
But if one of us did, we could call up Slayer now and say, hey, you'll be supporting us, or you can pay to play with all the big bands.
Yep.
We could be on the front cover of the next Rolling Stone magazine if you pay to do it.
Yep.
And then
crazy.
When that doesn't work out, they go, you guys are off the label now. Here's your bill. And you also can't do anything until you pay this back. You can't put out any more records
because we own you.
Because we own you, yeah. And
wow.
And I have to say, John Sadley at Roadrunner Records, they were like, they had broke it big with Nickelback.
Yep.
And they were, I think, seeing the dollar signs and all that and tried to steer us in the direction of Nickelback. It's like, mate, if we get around in white singlets looking like the Paddle Pop Line and writing songs for supermodels, like trying to be Nickelback, you'll get fuck all back.
Yeah.
It's not going to resonate, mate. You know what? You want some guys that are doing that? There's 101 of them playing on a Tuesday night. Just go and pick some guys with some muscles and fucking, the right shit and get someone that there's guys that are killing themselves. They're already the band you're looking for. But if we try to do that, everything that we've already got, they'll smell it, you know, and nothing worse when you can see that sort of stuff. You know, people can tell.
Fuck yeah, they can.
So yeah, we ended up sticking to our guns and wanting to continue to do our brand of hurty kind of music.
Yep.
And there was a meeting called, and it was like, I know what this is. It was almost like, you know, like the mafia meeting, you know. It's like we're going to meet you, and it's going to be at a factory out in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, I might take a piece. So we rocked up to a meeting, and the meeting was, we're going to let you go. But it was like, before you do that, I think we should leave. And we both agreed that this is not really working.
Yeah.
And when I go back to recoupable, money they'd spent on videos, money they'd spent on marketing and all that, we were into them for a couple of grand. I don't even know how much.
Yeah, right.
But they went, don't worry about that. We'll wipe all that. We'll let you go. And it was really strange. The moment that we went our separate ways, or we left the record company, they said, okay, well, we're no longer a part of us, but there's this person, you can go to that person, and we can help you with this and all that. They become incredibly helpful after that.
Really?
And
which is that's not very rare. That's a rare story.
that's right. And they wiped our debt. They went, don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
Don't worry about it. Good, you know, like didn't work out, this and that, and which is
Does that just mean back in the back end they made some fucking money off you guys?
nah, they wouldn't have made shit.
Hectic. So that was what? That's 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So like the first 5 years that all sort of happened, and then
Yep. And then, as I said, lineup changes, and we've just been, we just never stopped touring, never stopped playing, never stopped making up music, and just kept on pounding the pavement and playing gigs, and just never ever really stopped. And over those years, there's been quite a few lineup changes. You know, it's and some people didn't leave for any particular reason, except like, been doing this for the last 6 years of my life.
Yep.
And now I have other interests. You
Yep.
know, so people left just because it wasn't for them.
just growing, or
Kinda.
growing, or just going different ways, and that's always going to happen. Yep.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it, as you would know from what you do, it consumes you.
Oh,
It consumes you. It determines what job you do or don't do.
yep.
What relationship
Mm-hmm.
you're going to let it destroy.
Yep.
How much, you know, it's all about the sacrifice and all that sort of stuff. And especially when it's not your 15 minutes of fame and when everything's sort of happening for you, you realise when you've got to get out and push yourself how sort of hard it is. And you know, some people also, they do grow up and they do want a nice car and they do want to buy a house and do that sort of stuff where, you know,
Yeah.
different things take priority.
Yep. Yeah, so like now, like you were sort of saying, you've gone through a few members now, and now you're at the point now where you're sort of a little bit back to square one-ish.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've had a few different Dans in the band. We've had
as vocalists.
yes, as vocalists. We've tried it all. We've tried all the combinations. Had, you know, different drummers and stuff. And then over the years, Mick Morley, our drummer, who was with us for so many years, and incredible drummer, incredible player, incredible person and band member.
Yep.
I remember I rocked up to band practice one day going, I've just like rigged us up these couple of shows up in Brisbane, and they're really good, and they're going to, you know, look after us, and this is really great, it's really awesome. And he says, that's great. However, this is not great. I have lost the battle, man. I said, what do you mean? He says, I can't be in the band anymore. I said, what do you mean? He said, my wrists are at the point where if I continue to keep doing this to myself, I might even lose the use of my hands.
That's hectic.
He said, I've had an operation or two now to try and sort this out, and I just have to, you know, realise that if I want to get better or if I want to be able to continue to use my hands and stuff, I have to step out, man. I tried, and my anatomy has beaten me. And so,
Which is heavy because he was a fucking beast.
yeah, and with a metal band, if your drummer sucks, your band sucks. You know, you can have some average riffs. If you've got a great drummer, you get a great band.
Yep.
And then we got Tommy in on drums, who was the closest thing ever
Yep.
to being...
Who
like,
is also a beast.
Mick.
Yep.
And, so Tommy joined up and then went through different people over the years, and then we ended up with Owen, who's playing bass, who replaced Tim, who was with the band for...
He was there for a long
20
time.
years.
Yeah.
He was my partner in crime since we were like children.
Yep.
So Owen took over bass, and then there was Dan McDougall, who we used to knock around with.
Yep. Which is the reason that was my link into you guys.
Yeah, and we met Dan... At the time when I met Dan, when we were quite young, he was similar to yourself. He ran a fanzine. He was doing a TV show, and we met him. Through that. He also was in a band called Repugnance and that.
Yep.
And it just ended up being a bloke I was knocking around with, and it was clear to people in the inner circle that things weren't really going well with the band. And Dan said, "What's going on, mate? What's going on with the band?" And I told him I vented my spleen. "Oh, it's this and it's that. It's bullshit." And he said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know, man. It's about getting a new vocalist." I said, "You should do it, mate." And he went, "I would." And I said, "What?" He said, "I would."
Such a...
But I'll never ask.
Oh, that's so Dan. Fuck me, that is so Dan. Fully,
I said, "So what? You'll get in and do that badass that you can do in our band? I just got to ask." And he said, "Just ask." And then, not long afterwards was the big, "We're doing it." Yep. And then Dan was in, and Dan was great. Things turned around a little bit at the time. When we started with the "Don't Call Me Baby" thing and all that, we were kind of definitely not as dark and brutal and serious as a lot of bands. We were kind of like there was a term for us back in the day called the taco metal, because
True.
it was a lot of meat, as in like the real heavy stuff, and just the right amount of cheese.
Yep.
And that's where we've that taco metal.
That makes
because
sick.
some of our riffs were heavy, but we're also pretty happy about being stupid and about being cheesy.
Yep.
So Dan washed us from taco metal. He was like, he just wanted pure fucking porterhouse for him.
Yeah.
No veggies.
Hard steaks.
No veggies. Yeah. Raw. Raw. So we become a much more sort of aggressive, probably a bit more of a serious outfit.
Yep.
For a long time.
Yep.
And Dan also brought so much to it, because he will run a t-shirt company.
Yep.
Which, geez, that fueled our fire for so long. The fact that we
oath.
could print our own merchandise and sell that at 100%,
Yep.
Plus, he was so talented with his videos and stuff like that. He helped us make videos. And then he got into the recording side of things.
Yeah.
For that, he just had a knack for all things. Again, like we were talking earlier about people that have a drive, have a knack.
Yeah.
Everything that Dan touches, he's good at.
He'll focus on, he'll get into and fucking make something happen of it.
Yeah, so Dan brought all that side of it to us, and plus he had a particular snarl about the way he did everything. There was no half doing everything. The way that Dan had a lot of conviction.
Yep.
There's a lot of people, a lot of singers, especially heavy stuff, that they do. "Oh, this is my heavy voice, and I'll pretend like I'm upset now," and you don't believe them.
Yep.
But when Dan would sing, he had conviction, and he sounded pissed off, or he sounds like he means.
Every time he got on stage, it was like, fuck, I don't want to fucking, I'm not looking at that guy. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, he's going to just melt my face from just looking at me. You know what I mean? Just like,
I remember, and he had the look as well.
yeah, that's all of it, man.
A lot of people would say, you sing, is he okay? I said, I'm not sure what you mean. I said, I just want to go talk to him. Is he all right? He's just going to kill me or nothing like that. I said, no, he's actually like a really friendly, nice guy and all that, man.
I remember the first time, like, I reckon I would have seen you live. And, like, because obviously I came in through the T-shirt thing. So, like, I knew him as just, like, a person. Like, he still had a little bit of that fucking metal attitude. He was a bit like, meh. We all had, meh, meh, meh. But, like, fuck. But anyway, I still remember, like, one of the first times I seen him on stage, I was like, who the fuck is this dude?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't my boss. Yeah.
Because how long you'd worked with him?
Oh, I probably would have been a bit. Like, I reckon I would have been in there. I can't actually remember the first gig I went and seen. But, like, I just remember
You just
being
knew
like,
Dan as Dan.
he was me boss, you know, and he'd be like, all right, I fucking print this t-shirt for me, and you know, fucking blah blah blah. And then there was just like on stage, I was like, dude, this dude is fucking like all presence.
I remember a kid telling him, "Oh, it's really cool to talk to you, man," because I was just like a little bit afraid because you just look kind of scary. And he's like, "It's just me face. This is how I look." And I remember at the time someone said, "He looks like a human version." Remember the sad cat? Remember the angry cat from Facebook and stuff like that? The grumpy cat. Dan just quite a friendly guy, but he just has this look. Do not fuck with that.
It
guy.
is. It's. He's got like he's just got resting bitch face. You know what I mean? But like the male version, like because he is. You can sit down. You can have a fucking extremely positive, really good conversation with him, but like you'd sort of catch him in an alley, and
He's
you'd be
such
like,
an unthreatening person.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. But like you catch him in the wrong time, you're like, dude, this dude wants to fucking kill me, man. What the fuck have I done? Like, but on stage, I think that's what that presence was fucking everything, and it.
Well, that just goes to show what a good performer he is. Because I
100%,
remember when
yeah.
he did leave the band at one stage, he said, "Man, I'm not comfortable up there. I'm so self-conscious. I'm shitting myself every time." And I went, "Well, that just means that you're such an incredible performer because when you're on that stage, you look like this is your stage and yours only. You look like you own this shit.
Yeah,
you walk
bro.
around and you even look like you walk around like you've got this arrogant
Yeah.
look about you.
Like confidence.
I said, I had no idea that you were like going, oh, I feel pretty weird up here because you look like you're like, I will kill everybody.
Yeah, this is my fucking stage. Like that was, yeah, that's interesting to hear that he did. But I mean, that's always sort of the way, you know what I mean? Like you do have to just sort of,
Yeah,
tune out
well,
and
I
put a
mean-
front on and get out there and do it, which he does.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the worst thing in the world is if you are that person off stage, you know?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favourite artists and all that sort of stuff, they're very intense when they're doing their thing, but when they're not. Is that Dan? Dan's coming to kill us.
He heard you talking.
He sent some hired goons around.
I'm just sussing. So, as it was, Dan,
Just shut that door for us, brother.
Dan, a musician, he was obviously prior to coming in on you guys.
Yes,
you
he-
probably spoke about this, sorry, I had to go to the
No,
toilet.
no, we didn't really. He was in a band called Repugnance.
Right?
That was like his own sort of punk metal sort of creation thing. They were great. And then they started another band called Block,
Yeah.
which was sort of punk but metal. I actually did a guest appearance or two with that band, and I learned a lot out of it because they were very good at the off-time kind of music, which I was not good at. Very influenced by Meshuggah and stuff like that. So yeah, he's very just talented with it. One of those guys that anything he touches, he's good at. And then we ended up doing some side projects years afterwards. I had a sort of a jokey kind of band called Melbourne Sympathy Orchestra, MSO, which morphed into another band called Never, which was like a stoner rock, big grooves, rock and roll type stuff. And again, I think there was one of the guitarists from Dreadnought who was supposed to come and join the band. He also didn't turn up that night, and Dan just happened to be there hanging out, and they're like, do you want to come and jam with us? And so he came in and started playing guitar, and within seconds we were just like, yes, this works. And Dan was very much into the southern rock and all that sort of stuff, and so he played guitar in Never as well. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
If it was origami, he'd be probably good at that too. You know,
yeah,
he's just one of those people that
When he puts his mind to shit, he gets it
applies
done.
himself. Yeah, he's not gonna let up until he's made it look or be awesome.
Well, when we went to, when you, I don't know, just you had a song.
You
or something,
recorded shit,
did
yeah.
something and we were there, and just not me as the person not being in studio before or being around much of that, and just seeing how he was onto everything. Like he'd go and sit down on the drums and do what he had to do on the drums, and oh yep, cool, heard that, sounded good, change that, do that, whatever it is. It's like, fuck, this guy's all over it.
Yes, yeah. And that's I actually met Dan through you. I actually met you through Dan.
Yeah.
I think we're going up to play in Newcastle, and he says, "Oh no, this young fella who's like pretty good with the camera, and he'll come
And
along.
that's what I was like. Do you think that would have been the first time I came to film you, that trip? Or did we
Yes.
do something localish?
No, I'm pretty sure you came with us to Newcastle. I hardly even knew you, and just there's this young kid jumping in the van.
True. That's funny.
Yep.
It probably was, now that I think about it, though. Was that the house party?
Yeah. The drunkest gig I've ever been involved in.
And just like, hey, you want to jump in a fucking van with us and we're going to just film us at this, we're doing one gig and then we're going to this house party? I was like, yeah, cool, that'd be mad. Like,
See, we did the one gig. We did the one gig, and this was like, just a good pub gig and all that. We played, and then we kept on drinking and kept on drinking. Then we got to the party, and then the real drink had started. And
Yeah. And I don't even think I was drinking then. I think
No, you weren't.
I was a sober dude, yeah? Yep. So, like, fucking next thing I know, me fucking bosses fucking right on dance off. They're all just fucking right off. And I'm just like...
So this little young dude filmer that's jumping in the van is now becoming our, like, you're our organiser, like, keeping us together.
I'm like, righto, boys, we're all gonna fucking... But, man, it was just fucking... It was fucking wild, man. I remember the whole time I was just like, holy fuck, like this is... Because I guess I also really... That was my first sort of introduction to like metal. I sort of we grew up in like the hip hop thing, and like we might have gone to a fucking Head PE concert or something like that, but it wasn't like fucking metal dudes.
Yeah, actual
like
metal.
Big, angry, drunk men. You know what I mean? That are just like...
What year was this, you reckon, the party?
Maybe 2013?
Oh, earlier. Like,
yeah, going back.
Yeah.
I reckon probably 2013. I'm just trying to remember where I was like living and shit.
I have seen photos of that day. There's photos. Like,
Well, that was this trip, yeah?
it could have been that one.
Because we went to the pub after, like the day out on the Sunday,
Yeah, I
I
reckon
think.
it might have
And
been that.
I took that photo at the pub and it ended up being the cover.
Yep. I remember when we were actually playing. There was a part there, then half the band was playing one song, the other half were playing another one. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It was a complete mess. And I'm hearing the drums started to be, and I look over and Dan's like holding part of the drum and it's like that. I mean,
See, that's what I
it was a
can't. To be honest, I
mess.
can't even. It's actually like a really blurry time for me, but it probably was one of those times in my life where I was a little bit like all over the shop. After 20,
Probably would have been 68 or just moved out.
Nah, it would have been like way after. It would have been like, I'm talking more probably just before I moved in with Dubs, or at that time. Like I was probably still living in Toolenvale.
Yep.
Sort of.
Oh, yeah.
That
yeah,
sort of vibes.
Yep.
But
Mm.
yeah, fucking hectic. That's fucking funny. That fucking. I thought to me, I just feel like but then maybe I wouldn't have gone to like a local gig because the whole thing was like, well, come on a trip with us and film it. Or like maybe locals just film. But anyway. So yeah, anyway, now where's everything at now with the band?
Well, it's gone full circle. So we're back to the Don't Call Me Baby thing, and then said a few different members and all that. And when Adam Glynn or Hutch, he left the band, we were really like something like 20 years old.
Yep.
And it didn't end well between us. We were like
Things don't really end well at that age. Everyone's a bit sour.
we're kids, and you know what, you're inexperienced, and
Yep.
you know you lash out or have a bitch about this and bitch about that. You're still cutting your teeth. You don't know how to handle things or how to treat people or how to accept things or whatever. So there was bitterness between us, and I think we didn't talk for the longest time. 20 years, I don't know, a long time. And
Yep.
there was the occasional message here and there. There was another band called Hinge.
Yep.
And said, oh yeah, we saw Hutchie the other night. And I said, oh yeah, he told you to give you this message. He said to say fuck you. I was like, I said, thank you very much. And there was a bit of that sort of shit going on for a bit. And we didn't talk for the longest time. And then, of course, his friends were still my friends and all that sort of stuff. And the later years, a couple of years ago, a lot of people sort of saying, Hutch is like cool, man. Like, we get along with him really well. I'm like, nah, he's a fucking cunt. And I go, no, man. Like, he's really changed, and said, and I think that the way you've changed as well, and like maybe you're not.
I didn't know which headphones mic, which way. Where do I
Where's
go?
that coming from?
Comes out
I can
somewhere.
definitely hear that.
There's a motorbike coming from somewhere.
It's fucking Karen, not Karen.
Fuck, the Karens are onto me.
So yeah, fucking. So yeah, then you've ended up sort of linking back in.
People were suggesting, maybe you guys should have a chat one day, and it's like, well, you know what? I actually trust a lot of the people who are telling me that he's much better to do these days, and vice versa. And so I've been seeing his artwork. He's quite a good artist himself. He's been doing album covers and this and that, and he'd been in a couple of other bands which we played with as well. But I think we played at the Cherry Bar one night, and someone said, "Oh, Hutchie's here." I went, you know what? It's time to bury the hatchet here. And I was walking out, and as I was walking out, I saw him in the corner and just walked over and I went, "Hey, how you going, man?" Shook his hand. I said, "Been seeing your artwork. I think it's some really good stuff." I said, "We should catch up sometime or whatever." And some time went in between, and I can't remember exactly whether I called him or he called me, but we had a chat, and I could tell by this. He said something along the lines of like, "Hey, man, I'd just like to really apologise for how I sort of behaved back in the day and all that, and just think it's really good that we could." I said, your apology's not really accepted, man, because it's not really necessary, because I can't even remember.
Yeah.
We were kids.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure that I didn't handle things very well. And then basically I could tell that he was much more grown up.
Yep.
And we basically put it to each other, "Do you want to start over?"
Yeah.
And like, "Hell yeah, man." And then the same stupid jokes were like teenagers started coming up. Nothing had changed. We realised, awesome, so you haven't grown up at all? No, man. No, I've gotten worse. I've grown down. And then I was like, well, fuck, I'm living out on a farm, man. Come out here, we can get as stupid as you want, And so we talked about hanging out a lot, and then we finally did hang out. And we were sitting there listening to records together and just, watching movies and having a ball, just all the same old shit, talking about for all those 20 years that we didn't talk. Remember you'd see that thing, you'd go, "Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, we're not friends anymore." We admitted how much we missed each other because there was those funny things that you wanted to point out. And
Yeah, like, I can't do that anymore because I don't like that person.
Ali, he knows about that. And anyway, we started hanging out, and we were talking lots and lots and lots about, music and about wanting to do side projects and all that. And I really wanted to, but I was so consumed in the Frankenbok sort of stuff that I was doing that I was like, as much as I really want to do side projects, realistically, I know how much time it takes.
Yep.
So I couldn't really sort of fit anything in because my focus was still on the Frankenbok thing. And then we did the 25th anniversary show.
Yep.
Which we were able to get every single member that's ever been in the band back on stage together.
That's fucking cool.
Which is amazing that they're all still alive.
Yeah.
All still capable.
Yeah.
All well.
I actually wish I went to that. I fucking spewing. I missed that. I don't know what happened, but that would have been good.
In a situation where no one was like, "I'm not fucking going anywhere where that cunt's going to be." Everyone was like cool.
Yep.
And actually, it couldn't have happened beforehand because me and Hutch weren't talking.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, we can actually do this with everybody.
Yep.
So we did that. It was a screaming success. We had a great time getting ready for it, all rehearsing together. And then after that finished, we all gelled so well with Hutch again that Dan actually had the idea, how about next record, we do it with him singing, but also having Hutch guest vocaling on it as well.
Yep.
So I was like, sounds like the obvious thing to do, Like, I don't know what anyone out there's going to think about this, but it seems like the obvious thing that we could do, and we want to do it, so let's just do that.
Yep.
So I started writing a bunch of songs with that in mind.
Yep.
With a very Dan style, but with, moments of Hutchie sort of style in there as well.
Yep.
So we wrote all those songs, and meanwhile, they did one song together, and they had plans to do more, but then sort of never really got around to it. Everyone was busy doing other things. Sometime down the track, we've written a whole bunch of songs, and we're kind of ready to start getting serious. And that's when I had a conversation with Dan about, hey, man, what's happening? We've sort of written these songs and you're not there at this point in time. And he said, yeah, we need to have this conversation, man. And I said, one of those conversations.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me you're gay? Because we already know. You're the last one to find out. And there was that time we held you down.
Oh, shit.
But he pretty much said, man, my heart is focused in other areas. I've got this business idea that what I want to do, and I'm like, focusing, all my time is going into that, all my focus is going into that. I'm trying to hold down a day job. I'm trying to do everything it does to be in the band and all that, and I can't physically find the time to do this.
Yep.
And then if I do have any time, I got to rest as well. And he says, and then, it's the last thing that I feel like doing is getting in there and yelling and screaming and doing a whole bunch of that. So my focus is with this. And I'm like, well, what's going to happen? He's like, I don't know. And I could sort of see where this is going. Dan is a very focused guy. And like, all his time is going to be in that. And I'm like, well, I don't know what our future is now. And so over all these years, I'm the only original member.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've had like 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 singers.
Yep.
Different members. Dan was in for a bit, then he was out for a bit.
And he came back.
He came back out, and I said I was getting around being the only member. And if Dan was going to leave, it sounded like a ridiculous idea to me. I'm like, oh, we're still Frankenbok, and here's yet another face. I'm like, I'm becoming one of those bands, aren't I?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that guy, that's in that band, And I thought, you know what, at this stage, I think if we're going to continue without Dan, I think maybe it's time to go back to the Acme drawing board and get a new singer and come out with a new name.
Yep.
With a new everything, and just start all over again rather than trying to be a has-been on a particular name where it starts to look pretty sad.
Yep.
So not really being sure what I want to do, and again feeling a little broken.
I was going to say, man, that would have been a really hard pill to swallow because, as you say, you are...
It was a familiar tasting pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you, from the sounds of all of this whole podcast, like you've obviously been the backbone and are the backbone, you are that.
Yes, well...
Founding...
No one else wants this fucking job.
He's stupid enough to do it.
You're
Keep
just
doing
dumb
it.
enough to keep doing it.
Yeah. The other guys are driving nice cars and on holidays and stuff like that. Yeah, some people wake up, but I'm like hard asleep, dreaming of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like that. And Hutchie called me the other day. Well, you should do the interview, man. You're the big bocker.
The big bocker.
Oh, fuck.
And by default, it's just been like that. But then it's been like, well, yeah, I guess since hearing the Sex Pistols back in the day, I had an idea and had a dream. And I absolutely have considered so many times going, to hell with this shit.
We're done.
I even tell some people, like, oh, so you get paid for your gigs, do you? And you go, no, man. So you have to pay like this? Yeah.
Costs money to do all this
Costs
shit.
money. And you can't do that. Oh, because of the band. And they go, why do you still do this shit?
Yeah.
And you go, I can explain it. But you will never understand.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like there is almost no choice. It's like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what, and I would definitely, if the moment I decided to not do this, I'd probably start another band.
No, you just start watching footy, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm
Quit the band, start watching footy.
Get me job back as the reserve orange peeler. Get to wash the jerseys guy, you know.
Fuck that.
They still have oranges now at home.
I don't even, probably not.
Holy
probably just give them fucking Gatorades or something. You know what I mean? They don't. Yeah.
But I've, Jesus, the amount of times that I have seriously decided,
Considered.
But then it's just like, what else would I do with myself? This is like, if I wouldn't be happy
Yeah.
doing it. And whether you get there or not, I've realised how important and how healthy it is to have an idea of where you're going.
Yeah.
So even if we never make it anywhere, we've actually arrived where I wanted to be right now. But just always to be working towards something, always looking forward. Then tomorrow, then we'll get this done and that done, and it's been part of it. And it's I can't. It's pretty clear that I can't stop.
Yeah.
There is times where you've got to take a little time, go for a ride.
Fuck yeah.
Dust
Like
yourself
anything.
off. Don't look at your guitar for a little while, and then it's even when you go, you know what? I reckon I'll give it another year. Give it another year, and then we'll see. And then in you're 4 years down the track from where you said that.
Yeah. But you always seem to give yourself that little bit of time. It's no different with myself and riding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ride for the next 3 weeks because I've fucking just done nothing but that for the last 3 months. Yeah. And you come back after that 3 weeks that you give yourself time away from it, and you're just thriving on it, and like it's all fresh. It's like you got to, it's. But at the same time too, it's back to where we were at the start. It's like, it's what we do to clear our heads.
Yeah.
That's right. And because I have been so dedicated and so emotionally invested in this, when I wasn't sure what is going to happen to this band that I've been keeping alive for so many years, I was physically broken. I was sick. I felt terrible. And then I think 3 or 4 days had gone past, and Hutchie and I were calling each other regularly, just talking shit as we did. And he says, "How you going, man?" I go, "Yeah, I'm pretty good." And he goes, "What's wrong?" Close people can tell when you're like bullshitting.
Yep.
And I said, "Man, it's happened again. One of the wheels has fallen off the Bok truck, and I'm not really sure whether it's time to park it or whatever. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm pretty broken, man. I'm pretty upset." And he said, "What's going on?" And I sort of told him, and I said, "Dan's not really sure if he's going to have the time or if he's even wants to continue." And Dan said straight away, he said, "I'm also been doing the recording thing that I'm doing, and it's very clear to him that he's much more comfortable and he enjoys being on that side of the console than he enjoys being under the spotlight."
Yeah.
He says that he feels much more at home turning the dials and making things happen rather than being
Doing it.
the front man type thing, which is, that's fair enough, and that's honest. And so I was sort of saying, "Now, Hutch, I don't know what I'm going to do, and we've written all these songs, and Dan sort of hasn't really sort of come up with anything because he's sort of just not inspired at the moment." And Hutchie said, "I still love doing that." He says, "I've been going out and partying and wasting a whole bunch of my time and all that. I've tried to get in several other bands because it's music, something that I feel like it's something that I need to do. I've got involved with other dudes and other situations and all that, and it's all just fallen on its feet. Just fallen apart and never really." And he said, "I was sort of given up on doing music because I know the head fuck that it is being involved."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "However, rather than going out to see another band this weekend and coming home and being hungover the next day and not even remember what I'm doing," he says, "I'd much rather spend my time making up some songs."
Yeah.
He said, "Would you mind if you just sent me the stuff and I'll just have a go at it?" He said, "Just purely for my own fun. He send it to you and see what you think about it." And he says, "I don't care if no one ever hears it." He says, "I just wouldn't mind, like the old times, spending my weekend making up some vocals to some songs that you've got." And I went, "Oh, can't hurt, whatever." And so I sent him the stuff, and within the matter of days, almost overnight, he'd pretty much done something to every song and sent it back. And I also heard this sound. I was going to show you the goosebumps then. I heard this sound that I was like, "Oh my God, that's the original brew."
Yeah.
It was like back to Hutchie's very unique at what he does.
Yeah.
And I haven't learnt much, so I'm still playing the same riffs. So all of a sudden, with his, call it the wickety whack, and plus his satanic sort of sounding demon roar that he does, as soon as that was back on top, I was like, "Oh my God, this is back to where it began."
Yep.
And there's nothing, there was no intentions or anything, and I just had this idea. Actually, someone had suggested similar things to me one day about getting us back to where we sort of once were, but I was like, "Yeah, I didn't really know." And then it just occurred to me that getting Hutch back in the band will be very fun. Basically, all these side projects that we were talking about doing, we can just do this. And it seemed like I'm sitting there wondering, what should I do, when it was this massive thing in front of me going,
Yep.
It's ready to go.
you just got to do what's already happening, mate.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and so I said, hey, man, I'm going to need you to come back and join the band if you don't mind, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
And he actually said to me, he said, dude, I'm like a reformed smack addict, man. He said, well, that's going really good now. I've got my job's all in control. I've got my life. Everything's like working out however it is. He said, if you put a bag of Bok down in front of me, I will fuck my life so fucking quick.
Bag of Bok.
And if the Bok was smacking at this stage, he's got no bottom jaw. He's got scabs all over him. He is fully
Taking it on.
Oh man, he's whacking up the Bok every night. And
Sick.
since he's been back in the band, my wife said, "You guys are fucking revolting."
Yep.
She said, and also really cute. She said, "What's your new homos?" And I'd be like, "You're like, oh, you're so good. No, you're so good. You're on the phone every night, a couple of times a day. Going, another thing about Frankenbok, you're just always talking about yourselves and always giggling at your own little." She says it's disgusting and beautiful. And she said, "You actually haven't done anything yet." But she said, "It's actually been really good for me to see, because I'm right next to you with all the pain and all the doubt and all the struggle that you're in." She said, "In the last 3 weeks, you haven't even really done anything, but I haven't seen you enjoy being in this band so much as you have been in the last couple of weeks."
That's mad.
It seems really fun again.
Yeah.
That's cool. That would be nice to hear for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And feel, probably. Like, you might not have even felt it, but once you hear it and then think about it, you're like, fuck, actually, this is where I want to be.
Well, and that's and the whole, it felt like the old times. It felt like when we were kids, we're like, hey, we've actually got a real band.
Yeah.
We're all excited. And, you know, we've started having that much fun just doing what we're doing. Yes, I would like people to like what we do. That would be a bonus. But, you know, talking about like everyone's trying to get there and you've got things that you want to achieve. Accidentally, we've achieved what I've always wanted. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, just jamming with dudes, like-minded dudes, and having a laugh.
Yeah, that's it. And I don't know what everyone will think about what we're doing, but we like it.
Yep.
We're having fun again, and you don't get paid doing this stuff.
Yep.
And that's when I started to realise that it's going bad. When I'm putting it in my heart and soul to this, and I'm starting to not have fun.
Yep.
Well, then I'm ripping myself off because I'm not doing other things that I could be doing that would be really, really fun.
Yep.
When the fun starts to go, it's starting to be like, well, then it's seriously time to consider like calling it a day.
Yep.
Yep.
But now it's ridiculous. We're having a great time, and it feels like back to when we first started the band again. We're having
Awesome.
That's
we're having,
sick.
and even just rehearsals alone. Like, you know, we're excited, like we're playing with Slayer again, just because we're actually going to play music tonight. Like, just excited, you know. So it's
Sick.
we've kind of already got where anything that happens after this will be great, but we've already kind of achieved our main goal, and that's enjoying being in a band. And I can see myself doing this for a lot longer because everybody that's in my band are my dear friends as well. Like, I'm very lucky that I'm in a band with people that I love. You know, like they're my closest friends.
Yep.
I would hate to be in a successful band with people that I don't like, let alone hate.
Fucking oath.
I know
would
that
be
goes on.
Yeah.
You know? So if we fail, we're going to fail together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We'll probably
then
laugh.
they're not really failing, are you? Yeah.
No,
100%. As long as you can all end up going, oh, we fucked up. But that was good, wasn't it? Who gives a shit?
Still able to talk about it after the fact.
Yeah, without hating each other because of the fuck up or whatever, then fuck, you're just in front.
And things have changed a whole lot with having Hutchie back on board. He's very encouraging. Because I'm like, I got this thing, I don't know if it's like good enough. He's like, you can hear it, it's good enough, fuck enough, let's put it out, let's go, mate, whatever. And so he's brought a lot of enthusiasm into, like, you know, encouraging us to do stuff and not worrying, is it the greatest or the biggest, the bestest thing in the world? Like, put it out, move on, go. And so
Which is also the world we're living in now.
Yep.
Like, you have to just be disposable.
Yep.
Like, because if you're like master your artwork, you're just going to stay in your little corner and no one's going to give a fuck.
That's right.
You have to just, the more the merrier at the moment. If you can produce, then just produce, and something will come of it.
We could spend 5 years, making our Chinese democracy thing, building the greatest masterpiece of shit, the thing that we think
100%.
is going to be the biggest thing in the world, that when we put this out, it's going to change everything for us. And you put it out, no one gives a shit. And then someone puts out something with tits and everyone goes, yes!
Yeah.
But, we're sort of, you know what? We could just put something that we recorded just for a joke and we put 10 minutes in and put it, and that may resonate.
Yep.
Rather than, spending 5 years doing what you're sure is going to change everything, and you put it out and it goes, huh? And then you're kind of broken.
Yep.
Yeah, it hurts even more. It fucking does. Like, yeah.
So we've brought this. We've brought the stupid back, and it's just it's gotten really risque, really ridiculous, and for me, it's gotten more punk rock and more metal, because metal and punk used to be a thing that was. Had a dangerous element, a naughtiness about it, and like, oh, I can't believe it. Whereas a lot of bands sound the same now. There's particular sort of clothes that you're supposed to wear. There's a look that you're supposed to have, and it's like, fuck, this is like working at McDonald's. I have to wear a uniform,
Yeah.
and I have to say and be a certain way, and it's sort of like become a little bit boring. And there's some of the stuff we're doing now. We're sort of putting out, going, okay,
Yep.
see how this goes. It wasn't my idea. We've actually recorded, a cover song. It was a little bit similar to "Don't Call Me Baby." Not that we were intentionally doing that. I was actually having one of me like bromance conversations with Hutchie on the phone, and I was talking to him. There was a movie on, and I heard a song, and I went, "Oh fuck! I've always wanted to cover that song. That'd be really good." He said, "Well, you should." So I worked it out. Sent it to him. Next day, he sent back the vocals. We didn't even bother recording it properly.
Yeah, it's just
and then we enlisted you to record a video with it. It was the stupidest thing I've been involved in.
It was, and from doing some really serious filming with you guys to go into that, I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? But it worked, and I think, again, that's those little things that it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're also, as a band, you have come so far, so it's not like you're trying to like hold up to some sort of like, who gives a fuck?
We have got videos where we look like we're from Planet Awesome. We're all like tough and shit,
And you look at that now, and you're almost like, that's, but that's almost
fake.
Exactly. You look back on those things and you're like, that's pretty lame. Yeah. Where like the shit that's actually lame, you go, that's funny.
Yeah, that's because when Owen put on like women's underwear. He's never been so happy or never felt so at home.
So what you're talking about now, is this recent?
Yeah.
It's real recent.
Yeah. As soon as I get home, the wife's undies are coming straight off. Been horny? Nah, they're fucking killing me.
But I think we probably recorded that a month or so ago.
Yeah, and we're still laughing.
But yeah, like full, because it's obviously it's a cover. It's a cover of an old song. Right. Like I full went out and recorded it on an old video camera, so it's got like real old school vibes, and it's like full ghetto vibes, like, but taking the piss, bit dressed up, bit like, an 80s glam style fucking wigs and bullshit, and just, but yeah, it was pretty fun. When's it coming out? What's the go with that actually?
I'm not sure what the exact.
Is there a plan?
There's a plan. We've since signed up. We're talking all about record companies before.
Yep.
We're back with a label called X Music.
Yep.
I was very attracted to that because Tim, the CEO, he said, no, it's like a record company, but I actually want to. I've been in a band myself, so I know what that actually is, and
yep.
I actually want to work with the bands rather than against them,
yep.
and. Yeah, he's been fantastic and all that. So they've helped us get a bit organised. Things are a little bit strategic as far as releases and all that. So we've got, I think on the 1st or next month, we've got a single coming out called Demon Tantrum.
Yep.
There's a video to that. And that's it's its own monster again. Like we didn't go into any big studio. That was just something that was knocking around and everybody liked it. We went, let's put that out. And then Guy did a video, so that's coming out.
Sick.
And that's very serious and dark. But then after people get over that, then comes...
a little bit of fun.
And then we've got the EP coming out.
Yep, sick.
After that, which is interesting. So Dan, who's no longer singing with us, and now Adam's back, but Dan is actually helping us finish the EP as well.
Yeah.
So he's
Yep.
the long arm of Frankenbok. As you'd know, it's pretty hard to get away from.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm still stuck in here. I still get the call every hey, Borgs, you want to do a film clip? Yeah, all right, boys, let's fucking make some music. Let's go.
I showed the film clip. I had a meeting with Dan about doing the EP, and there's only so many hours in the day, and I said, I just want to show you something that we've done here, and this might make you feel a little bit better about not being involved in this band anymore. Because Dan doesn't like to mix his comedy with his metal.
Yeah, he's very. He brings that serious attitude to his shit, and that's all it is. But
I know a couple of guys said, no, don't show Dan. And I was like, I showed him, and it finished, and he went, wow. That was something. That was made me think, perfect.
fuck, that's funny to hear that. That is fucking super funny to hear because that. Oh fuck yeah, that would have just rubbed him all wrong. But at the same time, it's sort of like you said, it probably would make him sort of go. No,
how good is it not being involved with those fucking idiots?
Yeah, like good on them, fucking oath, but fuck, I'm glad I'm out of that shit. Fuck those dudes, man. Fuck, if they tried to get me to do that, I would tell them to get fucked. Oh,
He wouldn't hey, how about we? No,
yeah,
no, that won't be happening.
fuck
Are you
off.
sure? Yes.
Oh, fucking piss up. I got to get him on one day too, because obviously he's doing all that new thing now that's a little bit podcasty and volume dealer.
Yeah, he's just put out a thing with Scar Non, which is
they're
a
fucking
local
kicking.
band, which are brilliant.
Yeah. They're kicking on a little bit, which is fucking cool. But we'll have to get him on. What are we fucking at here? Fuck! I knew we'd have a good yarn.
2:11.
Well, I ain't done yet. I am hopeless at remembering like dates and this and that, and at 4:15 at Friday. I don't know that sort of shit. But we've got Demon Tantrum coming out, then plus the other thing. Then we've got an EP coming out, and we just found out that we'll be playing with Scar Non at Coco Bananas record store.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Then we've got, going back to the old school, we've got a couple of shows happening with Dreadnought.
Yep.
Then the Ant Farm stuff. So there's lots and lots of things happening.
Bit ago, yeah.
And where I can't remember dates, times, months, or my last name, if you get onto the socials now...
I was going to say, Facebook. Your Facebook's pretty consistent with that stuff. Yeah.
Now, see, my computer at home's got liquid paper on the screen. I thought that thing was a cup holder. That CD thing that came out. I thought it was a coffee holder. So, I'm pretty bad when it comes to that. However, Adam has really dived into all the social media type thing, and he's giving our www.frankenbok a facelift, and that's got everything on there. It's really good. I don't know if people still bother going to the official websites these days, but when I got on there and had a look at it, I could not believe how all our videos are there. There's links to all of our songs. There's links to merch and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's one really cool thing he's put there. It's under like the X icon. Everybody that's ever been in the band, there's a link to them. And there's a link to all of their projects. So everything that everybody's doing since there, you can follow all that sort of stuff.
Fuck, that's cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
Because everyone's gone on to do lots of other stuff.
Yep.
And it's all there. Even, Tim, he's got another project called Tim Finish Him. That's all stuff there. Because Tim's very organised. All the bands that we were in when we were kids, we were in a band called Prozac.
Yep.
Also in a band called Lobotomy Scars, which I mentioned before.
Yep.
That's all there as well. So you can kind of really search what everyone's been doing. And everyone's been doing something. So I thought that was a really interesting part of it to have on there.
Yeah, well, if you need any more information, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Frankenbok.com.
I think so. It's on the...
He just said he's not good with that shit, man. Like.
Just Google it. We're all fucking... it's all part of it too anyway, It's all about the journey and the search. If you really want something, just dig deep. And I do know that Facebook, you're definitely sort of semi-regular on the Facebooks. Yep.
Yeah, we're trying not to, like a lot of those bands are always banging on about nothing.
Yep.
We've tried to, not be carrying on about what we're going to do. We've been trying to sort of go, this is what we have done.
Yep. Yep.
Well, that's all going out the window now. We're like, it's like, hey, we've made a new picture. Look at this. We had a rehearsal. How good is that? Wow. We had Mexican food. Check this out.
Boy, but that is unfortunate. That is sort of part of the game, though. So you do need to do a little bit of that just to keep relevant in the game and do all that sort of shit. But
yeah,
no, that's fucking pretty good. Fuck 2 hours. I think we should fucking chill out. Unless you got anything else. You got anything else to say?
Nah. No.
On another note, if anyone just that was keeping up to date,
I was going to ask you, Shane.
So, just the mailman's just come, and I've just got my replacement battery for my Osmo. See, if anyone knows these Osmos that we film with everywhere and do all that shit, there's literally 4 of them running for this podcast, and I rave about them. They're grouse. Except me battery, Extendo battery shit the bed about a week ago.
Is that when we were recording?
Correct. Last podcast, it wasn't actually charging, so it was just running through it. So, I don't know. Long story short, it wasn't charging, so I sent it back to DJI, and they've sent me a brand new battery module under warranty. So thank you very much, DJI.
Do you want me to put my tongue on it to see if it's charged?
I don't know if that works. No, that's probably why the last one fucked out. I probably put it in my mouth or something. But yeah, this is not a sponsored ad, but at the end of the day, DJI, one day, you better hook me up with something because
they don't give a fuck, Shane.
I know they don't. I know they don't. I need like 20, 100,000 more followers for them to go, yeah, we'll send you a camera, mate. Tell them how good it is. But we'll get there. That's the goal. Anyway, thank you very much, Az. You're a major legend. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still here after 2 hours and, 15 minutes now? 16 minutes. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Whoop, whoop. Catches.
Right on.
My die!